on point is the thing that I've mainly seen from Doppelghost, so I'm curious to see... Oh, Firebrand's in the middle here. Okay. I like that more, having access to the Luminous Body DHC, something to be safe, and then also has that shopping cart in the back, because Firebrand with shopping, that is a lot of scariness going on. But let's see if Tron's going to be able to get started here, or if Ryu is going to be able to keep her from getting going. Her buttons are much bigger than Ryu, but we know that the footsie skills from Zenpool are just so terrifying. Got the confirm here, but wasn't able to get enough dashes in order to get that to us, unfortunately. Oh, the instant overhead with the rising light was good, but didn't quite have the confirm available with assist this time, though. Zenpool has that OTG, the Katana-rama means it's going to be the end of this Tron, but she gets out instead. Didn't have the Deadpool assist to do OTG plus the charge Fireball because they started with that off of the throw. Firebrand coming in here. Is just chunks of damage here and there. Deadpool doing, oh, Firebrand is done. Zenpool has been very willing to just accrue value over time, make sure that they make good decisions, and they don't need to win instantaneously, they just need to win. And doing a good job of making sure to not overcommit when get some cross-ups and just like this War of 1,000 Cuts not quite getting confirmed, but getting the hits. And Tron got the 2H instead of a standing H. Unfortunately for her, this is going to be potentially the end of Ryu, though. Does Frank get any camera shots? None. And shot in the back. Oh, Zenpool decides not to use X Factor there. But now it looks like Frank is likely to be done. There's 3 meters and X Factor on deck. Oh, gets the hit and goes for the overhead, but it doesn't work out. And now at full screen, going to counter super, but that's a projectile, my friend. You can't use the Deadpool level 3 to beat the shopping cart. Zenpool went for it, so sometimes I guess that's just how it is. You need to go for the Deadpool level 3s, but it looks like Xtraboy is going to need to make some adjustments because the Ryu was cooking that entire match, and then this is looking like Ryu may be cooking this match too. Tron taking a chunk of damage, and this time has his assist available, but had already used the bounce from his Jodan. It seems like Zenpool's bounce management has been just a little squiggled tonight, but his neutral's been so good that it hasn't come back to bite him. And Firebrand here, about to get evaporated by a Shinku Hadoken, goes for the up TAC and then into the Hado Shoryu in order to just get the chip, but Firebrand escaped only for a moment, only to be jabbed. Oh, jump H, but the confirm is not present, and hit with the backside of Tatsu. Those air dash buttons are effective at this point, and finally a hit coming through for the Xtraboy, going to bring in the King Surfbot, but King Surfbot's not enough. The command throw might be, though. Getting the hit, but doesn't get the 2H into 6H. Akuma, not the healthiest of Raging Demons, and is going to be killed. Does Frank get a picture here? He does before Akuma dies. This is very important. Doesn't get up to level 4, but gets up to level 3, and that helps a lot in footsies against a character like Deadpool. Has access to an invulnerable version of the move because they had gotten that level, but isn't going to be able to get... Ooh, the roll mix-up is real! This is going to potentially be the end of Zenpool. Deadpool does not invest X Factor, but now has paddle saws, and paddle saws are scary. Let's see, plenty of meter available for Zenpool here. How will they choose to invest it? Just going to go into some bullets on block. Manages to get the X Factor out of Xtraboy, and Xtraboy is full screen, so they need to be pretty fortunate in order to make this work out. But this is looking scary. Either of them could die pretty instantaneously because paddle saws are scary, but Deadpool now has managed to get rid of all of the X Factor time by Xtraboy and getting back to just being able to shoot him. But Xtraboy knew that if they super jumped enough, would be able to get in. Didn't have the confirm they wanted. This gets under. What's the recovery? Does the shot bounce it? No, the install into dungeon mode is going to get him from behind. And with that, Zenpool going up 2-0 against Xtraboy. Ryu ready to see Tron's strength, and she says that she has a giant robot to be her strength. Will it be able to work out this time? Because the footsies from Ryu has just been working out in Zenpool's favor. This time we're getting some jumping H's, but they're still not interacting well with the Hadouken placement from Zenpool. Tron hitting from the opposite side, Benjin short, or the Hadouken going in there, and this is the end of Tron. Gets around her super and no DHC on deck. One of the advantages of having Firebrand in second is that you go into Luminous Body, and then you have an incredibly fast, scary character to play with. But ended up deciding to keep meter in case they need to go for something off of this, and maybe they need it for a Frank setup, but they won't be able to do a Frank setup with Firebrand because Zenpool investing their X Factor and the meter in order to kill this Firebrand. Hits with the anti-air Katanorama, has a lot of meter on deck. Can they do a DHC? Was not able to set up a situation where that led into a dead Frank, but is going to do an incredible amount of damage with a double DHC here. Is this going to be enough to kill? It maims terribly, but Frank is still alive and an X Factor, so he won't get chipped immediately. And the barrage of air and ground Hadoukens, enough to seal out Frank's life, and Xtraboy being sent to the learner side of the bracket. Great stuff to Zenpool, and it'll be curious to see what Xtraboy brings in the lower side of the they approach this game.
As well, for all he does for the community. So, what's the key in this Wolverine versus Viper matchup, you think, Sarah?
I think that Wolverine in the close mid-range is at the one point where he's at pretty substantial advantage because he has fast normals that reach a decent amount further than Viper's everything but her but as soon as she's either closer than that or farther than that, she can mess up Wolverine. And if she gets an extra chance to live, she won't be messing up Wolverine, but she will be messing up Dr. Doom. Has plenty of meter on deck because Jam Session is still available in order to go into burst time here. Could potentially do Sphere of Flame, goes into the last minute Photons with the perfect height to get the bonus damage from them on both sides. Great stuff there by Kaladin, but Wolverine gets out, and we've seen that Swords Wolverine able to get in. So if they're able to just get in another time, this time with that cross-up dive kick plus rapid slash, this could potentially be the end of Dr. Doom. Doesn't end up going for the knockdown, and Kaladin trying to get some pressure on with the jam session. With Wolverine here, with all of this meter, it's going into the Berserker charge and then straight into Devil Trigger. Will they be able to get around these photons? Ends up just staying in the Devil Trigger, but now if Devil Trigger gets hit, it doesn't get hit, instead it gets the throw, going to be able to kill off Dr. Doom here without that many resources. Goes for the down TAT and using that drill claw in order to get the hacker. Okay, going with the emergency combination, has access to this $1 million, going to get snuffed out. That was not a safe DHC, and with that, Sword investing a wise X Factor here to Dante. Solve the Viper, but she has almost 3 meters and X Factor, so she gets to do some guess invulnerability real quick. There's one. 2, now out of meter, but she gets to swing into this potentially. Didn't get enough time to make it happen, and X Factor Virgil going to clear out Viper. Sword taking the first game over Kaladin. With that, going to some farther range games, mix of the I-beams and seismic hammer, very solid control. space that Wolverine wants to use. Also, since Wolverine doesn't have tools to stop Viper, he has a harder time summoning Plasma Beam in this matchup just because she could Seismo it, she could... and all of it's pretty scary. Wolverine's eating a chunk of damage. Bro, this could be the end of Viper. Going to need to spend a decent amount of resources or get a good TAC here. Let's see which one of those goes on. Triple Hyper is interesting choice. Ends up getting a hit and kills off Wolverine. Kaladin, what can they do with the remainder of this factor? Pressuring Doom in the corner. Enough advancing guards there by Sword to avoid some of these. And that was so terrifying by Kaladin. Focused until the last moment into that heavy Thunder Knuckle. Made it look like they were going to unblockable, but the Plasma Beam saving the day for Kaladin. But X-Factor's still available here for Sword. Let's see if they are able to get started here against Viper. Gets the hit with that teleport and activates the X-Factor. Ooh, ends up resetting, and the reset should still be able to kill here relatively quickly most of it. Doom comes in, and does he block? He blocks the first part. But the Rapid Slash on the other side, making some things work. Now the THC trying to lock Virgil down. Do they get a mix? Virgil manages to get out the round trip for Kaladin, but this time, oh, Kaladin got the hit with the hard kick, but now is getting happy birthdayed. Is this going to be enough with the Spear Flame DHC? It's definitely killing Dante. Doom down 2. Doom has a pixel. What do they do to try and get out of it? Ooh, this is looking scary. Doom gets the hit for Kaladin. Can definitely kill off Dr. Doom here. Is probably going to need to spend the meter to make it happen, though. And that means that they may need to hit Virgil. Ooh, is this enough? It is enough. Okay, that means one hit on Virgil will lead into the kill. Will build up enough meter, but needs to get that hit. Going for the Dark Angel, and Dark Angel gives invulnerability, so even with those photons coming out, Virgil is going to take it. And Sword going up 2-0 against Kaladin. And start of the round, EX Thunder Knuckle, going to do a lot of damage, build a lot of meter, has a jam session to help them build even more meter. Burst time here isn't going to kill, it leaves Wolverine with a pixel, and Pixel Wolverine manages to try and get the throw, but isn't quite in the right spacing to make it happen. Pressure in the corner here is definitely real from Kaladin, and the jam session is enough to make it happen. Uses the Burning Kick into EX Seismo to make it so the timing is more auto-timed on the confirm, and invests the X-Factor on Dr. Doom. Viper is one of the few characters who is privileged in being able to do this because she can unblockable Virgil, and he needs to hold that nonsense. And that is him holding that nonsense because this is going to be the end of Virgil. Needs to build just like one more bar. Oh no, drop the call. And now Virgil with X Factor against the full team. Chat, how do you feel about Virgil with X Factor in Devil Trigger with 3 meters against the full team? Okay, but now X Factor's done, and Doom Dante is pretty scary. Especially in this context, managed to get the confirm off of the block from Jam Session. That's one of the things that's really nice for Doom, is that Jam Session has such a long duration before pushing them that Doom can choose to be on any side he wants. He could hit cross a high, low, and then can also hit opposite side low. So being able to get any of those options out of the mix is scary, but Viper is going to get no options out of her mix. She's going to get another chance to live. And now, putting a single Seismo on screen in order to control some space, and blocks out the photon. Manages to bring in Doom against the Plasma Beam, able to take the opportunity to get Viper out safely. This is good in the fact that Viper is getting back meter, but unfortunate for Dr. Doom getting hit. it also means that even though now they don't have access to Degenerate Triple Hyper with Dante, and now they're up to 3 meters, so they do. Depends on what they want. But Doom is at a very challenging life total here. Emergency burst time instead of emergency combination. And I'm not sure if emergency combination would have been invulnerable enough to get through. Oh, didn't get the confirm, and because of that, Doom and Virgil both survived. That is looking great for Sword and terrible for Kaladin, but still has access to the mix here. Okay, Sword getting out some photons, still has the X Factor advantage, but is about to... let's see how many resources need to go here for Kaladin to happen. Going to end up spending 1 bar with the burst time, and the timing on the knockdown after is not ideal for unblock, but still close enough. If they summon Jam Session when you're at that height, advancing guard earlier. But I'm curious to see Dark Virgil, will it be the solution again? Very good stuff by Sword, making the adjustment and taking the hit because they saw that Focus Attack unblocked them before. And the throw, perfect here by Kaladin, staying in this, and they're going to build up enough for the THC, and the THC does all the damage, but was a little too greedy with the hit stun deterioration there. Kept swinging. There is enough Virgil X to kill these characters real. Hits with the round trip, but not the confirm. Dante summoned as an assistant, takes a huge chunk of damage. This is going to be meaning is all that red life comes. Now Virgil at life advantage. 1 good hit from either of them can lead. Oh, this is not the one that kills, but it does waste a very substantial amount of time. Dante getting... Oh, the Devil Trigger from both sides! Hysteric still getting some block damage in. And now Spiral Sword's coming through. Is it going to be enough to chip out Dante or get the mix? No, in this case Kaladin, just with the defensive play, staying alive as Dante and going up another game against Sword. Now it's tied up 2-2. Let's see if there's any adjustments by Sword. Sticking with the Team Daywalker against this. Viper has been a character that, when she goes for some of those degenerate EX moves, has just been getting value out of it. Let's see if it's the same team setup. Same assist for everything. Okay, because there is argument to have rocks against Viper or missiles, but Wolverine can't protect missiles. But having rocks is actually pretty solid against like Viper Jam. But Plasma Beam on both sides still. Let's see if there's going to be adjustments. This time, there is so much distance started by Kaladin, going to be able to get in there, but Dr. Dumas is getting clipped. Falls with the S, but now the happy birthday was there, believe. But this time the belief is there, going to be able to get the confirmation. Knocks down in the corner, goes for the snap. And gets the confirm when they see that Virgil takes the hit. Kaladin looking very solid. Going to be able to potentially kill off Virgil for a single meter. I think they need barely 2. Oh no, they don't need 2. That's just the end. Uses the EX Seismo for the easier confirm, but doesn't get it at the height that they need, and because of that, Wolverine comes in, has access to that Doom support, has access to the birth charge, has a happy birthday, is going to connect further on Doom, kills off Doom and invests the X Factor. It's going to trade with her, but she gets the combo after. Kaladin doing the work, has plenty of resources, decides to use the EX Seismo to stabilize the combo and keep it simple, but the extension with Dante has slightly different timing there than they want. Will they be able to teleport in time to punish this? They do, but they get a million stab instead of cold shower, and because of that, Doom lives and Dante might die here. No TAC. Ends up just trying to put some lights on deck in case there's a neutral test. Very smart by Sword, making sure to have that. both of these players could easily win this match here. There's a slight meter advantage for Sword, but we see Kaladin with a substantial life lead, so the longer the game goes, more in favor of Sword it's going to be, because now Kaladin's down to a single character, and being down to a single character against the team of two is so scary, especially when you get caught by that plasma. So summoning the assist needs to be a little cautious with that. Was very fortunate that they didn't get caught by EX Thunder Knuckle into EX Seismo, because Viper can cancel not only all of her specials into EXs, but also all of her EXs into more EXs as long as they're different. But Sword getting the patient play, winning over Viper, and taking it in a close Game 5, managing to go up 3-2 over that skilled Viper play, and just like was able to be patient, get the value they needed, and also they got hit by EX Thunder Knuckle into not dying a few times when it hit anti-airs. That was a determining factor in some of those matchups.
It's always so tough with Viper because she is such a demanding woman. Like, if you miss up anything with her, she is just like, no, I don't feel like killing right now.
So, it looks like we're getting a variant here. We're getting the more Doom Virgil instead of the Team Clockwork. Interesting to see. And Randomnom, I think Firebrand does some... Amaterasu, she's a good girl, but probably enjoys some goddess treats. But it's hard to get goddess treats on the board when you're the Sulfus. There's a patience. It looks like Requiem is choosing to not invest the X Factor, the Astral yet, choosing to make sure that they get a little bit more meter, or up to a bar and a half before they activate. And now, Firebrand's going to need to deal with a substantial amount of chip damage, ends up just evaporating without getting any hits on Morgan at all. This is looking very solid for Requiem, but again, I really like the choice in meter management of making sure not to just like activate impulsively, but activate when they know if they get another hit, they're going to be able to get back up to meter number 2, so they'll have what they need for neutral again. And this time, waiting until they're almost at a full additional meter, and oh my, the amount of damage Phoenix Wright took was so substantial, and she's already back up to 1 3/4 meters. Dark Amaterasu is a threat. I've seen Rock Mode kill many people with this character, but this is going to be scary. Oh, it's not scary if you... The ARFs are going to be successful and invest 1 meter. Will they do anything with X Factor here? Decide to just go for some mix afterwards. But with that, Requiem rolls out of there and is... The dog has... Doesn't get their super cancel and is going to do finishing shower on the fall. I think you actually are safe if you finishing shower. Morgan's a privileged lady. But just running away with Doom, gets the initial hit, missiles come down, but the jump from Amaterasu going to try and save themselves, and with that, Requiem taking the first game. They were looking very solid until was able to be threatening to both Morgan and Doom, but not threatening enough to... let's see how they each end up changing their strategy approach. I really appreciated Requiem's choices with meter usage. This time, getting Sulfus started with Astro a little bit earlier in the meter set, but killing off Firebrand immediately. Very nice stuff from Requiem. But Maya, very solid against Morgan when she doesn't have access to Astro, because being able to protect Phoenix, right? He's able to invest in his... while Maya's keeping him safe, but as soon as Astral is activated, it becomes much less ideal, and if she's just rushing down, even need the Astral to make it happen. Again, we're not seeing a follow-up on the Shadow Blades there, but it's still going really well for Requiem, and let's see, the nomming one is getting the dog on. And Dog is hitting Doom for a chunk of damage, but going to get crossed up by Morgan. I don't think that even crossed up. I think that was a combo from their Soul Fist, but Sometimes that's how you need it, and Pixel Phoenix Right activates X Factor so they won't die to chip. And now going to need to deal with Soul Fist from both sides, and isn't able to block, going to die, and with that, Requiem going up 2 games. It looks like they don't need the power of Point Virgil and doing stuff with their Morrigan as well to get the job done. Okay, this time Firebrand choosing to fly at some height, but went for an air kidnap. An air kidnap has some recovery on it if you don't get to the ground. It's very good if you air to ground. It is not good if you stay in the air from the rest of the height. Oh, but Phoenix Wright getting in some hits on Dr. Doom here. Able to take a chunk of his life, but now is full screen against Morrigan. And that rapid slash means that she's able to start getting more frame advantage to set up her Astro. Getting Soul Fist on screen. And with that, Phoenix Wright's going down. Amaterasu's going to have to try and make this comeback again. Let's see if this is going to be the time where they could get on the board. Staying in Reflector stands for the footsies here. That way there's the capability of threatening the Reflector, but goes into beads and is immediately chopped for it. Looks like Virgil is not a fan of Rose. Cuts through it, cuts through the dog, and Requiem takes the set 3-0 over the Nom. Great work to both players. Nom will still be in this bracket on the lower side. I believe that means they'll face off against Mr. Abstract.
Yeah, good stuff to both players. Randomnom playing kind of a difficult team to execute there, especially against something as impressive as a really good Morrigan. So Requiem on the Morrigan instead of the Strider, apparently. I gotta say, I like it. I always enjoy seeing some good Morrigan play. So
if you're trying to control that space from normal jump height, where Thor wants to charge up his Mighty Strikes to just have a belligerent armored move, he needs to be a little bit more cautious about how he spaces that, because the speed at which the shield slash becomes active and is able to control space. But let's see how they each end up approaching this. I'm also curious in which order both of these players would like to kill in, because it looks like MechWarrior here on Cap. Will they be able to turn this into a dead Captain America? I think this is going to do a lot of damage, but leave them alive. And resets with the command throw. Because of that, no more meter required to be spent. Going to just get the kill. Oh, and that charged Mighty Strike has that belligerent hitbox, has the armor. You need to respect it. And I think that this is, even though MechWarrior has been using it a lot, it hasn't been something that's been disrespected too hard until that moment. And now, be able to kill off Nova with without spending meter, very important for MechWarrior here. Ooh. And Thor, oh, the confirm is not quite on deck, and because of that, this is going to look scary. MechWarrior going for the command throw. Momo Ari getting caught. Is this DHC going to be enough? With the Inferno, it definitely. And with that, it looks like MechWarrior taking the first game against Momo Ari. Thor did his job consistently, and everyone else was just the support they needed to be to make it happen. Good stuff with the reset in order to conserve meter, but plenty. But this time, Momo Ari getting in there with the Captain America, immediately going for the snap. Realizes that they do not want to fight a Skrull meteor smashing or command throwing at X Factor speeds, but doesn't get the confirm in a way that's going to kill. This is going to chunk both characters. Is the X Factor on deck? Oh no, no X Factor Dark Hole. But Doctor Strange bleeding, Captain America also bleeding. This is looking very scary for Momo Ari. Ends up getting the human rocket, decides not to invest X Factor for the kill on Thor, but gets this throw. I think off of throw here, Nova actually needs to work kind of hard to get this kill. They're going to need to build the second meter. They do, but going to need to spend 2 bars to kill Thor, but you spend the 2 bars to kill. Oh, didn't get the DHC and instead got a human rocket. I don't think that's what Momo Ari was going for, and because of that, Thor survives and Doctor Strange gets clipped for a chunk, but now super-skrull getting hit pretty hard. Will they be done? No, they have that pixel left, and that low health Skrull is going to do the job here against Nova. The MechWarrior has been very on point with their confirms, making sure that their assists get that extension to build up more meter, but Momo Ari getting the kill on Skrull and now has mix-up available. Decides to just play patient, not go for anything that will lose to Mighty Strike. Trying to play respectfully, knows that that move has bonus risks associated with it, but the jumping heavy Thor just coming down and able to use that extended time for the hitbox to make it work, but not going to survive against Captain America. This time everything looking much better. But Dark Dormammu, definitely a character that can make things happen. It's a little scarier to try and make things happen against a team that also... But now, Doctor Strange needs to deal with this incoming, and... Ooh, gets caught. The Stalking Flare does a chunk of damage. Reads a book, and it looks like literacy was the key to success, because Doctor Strange here getting that damage on the board. Dormammu goes down. With that, Momo Ari getting on the board through their own effective use of literacy. Oh, and if you want to use your own literacy, check out that link by Tangrowth. These awesome players, I believe, are already up there in points, so they will be at a pretty good and favorable point for trying to get into the finale tournament of the House event. But looks like this is a situation where going into that Stalking Flare, are they going to be able to get the meteors? They were slightly off meteors from the Stalking Flare, which was scary, but Captain America goes down. Doctor Strange hanging out for a nice long time. And because of that, there's plenty of Thor coming in, but gets clipped, but nothing that leads into damage. Very fortunate for Mech. Great jump back, made sure not to swing into the Mighty Strike. Has a lot of meter on deck and use some of it to snap. Goes for the Javelin cross-up. Ends up hitting same side, but no confirm, and it looks like ready to use that command throw. Should be able to build up a decent amount of meter. Goes in, make sure to protect the homie, because even though Thor has a lot of life, you don't want to throw away against someone, so it's definitely worth it to invest those resources in protecting Thor. He has so much red life that he could get back over time. It's incredibly powerful. Oh, and uses the Inferno into the Stalking Flare. That was a chunk of chip and stayed safe in the process. Looking very solid for MechWarrior here. But Dark Strange can definitely make it work, or we could see that Pixel Nova do, especially if his 2M comes in, gets the connection. Going to be able to evaporate there. That didn't quite work out for Nova, but now Doctor Strange versus a full team, but that full team is all bleeding a bit. And the X Factor being available here from looking like the end of Doctor Strange keeps it simple with the Flame Carpet and is going to take another game, going up 2-1. MechWarrior over Momo Ari. But we are fortunate, unlike Marvel 2 at EVO, we're not 2 out of 3, we get 3 out of the timing for our game. That good fortune of getting to adapt, and it looks like Momo Ari trying to going for that snap again on Skrull. It was a play the other time, but let's see how it goes. Oh, going in there, getting the attack. This is going to be shield slash, but good job using the Meteor Smash to get to the other side. Mix the inputs, make sure that the footsies that Momo Ari is trying to play didn't quite work out, but this secondary time, Momo Ari has plenty of charging stars. Oh, is my sound working out for folks? If not, please let Tangrowth know. She's running all the things to make sure that everybody has a good stream experience to the best of her ability here. So it looks like Captain America playing some more of that shield slash pressure, getting in there with the bolts of Balthazar. And good stuff making sure that MechWarrior not able to using that slash in order to cover the space so that Dormammu has to fight closer to Solo. Is this a thing that I need to make some adjustments on? Let's see if Captain America can make those adjustments to stay alive and try and OCV this entire team, and that's how you get in there with a jump light, kills off Dormammu, and now has access to 3 meters for potentially killing off Thor. I think that if they X early, just doing regular double DHC will kill even as high health a character as Thor now. So this is looking very scary for MechWarrior. Momo Ari trying to tie it up. Oh, and the hit comes in. They are investing what resources? Going into some charging stars, 1, 2, into the hyper, and then uses the THC afterwards to finish it off. All 3 characters get credit. With that, Momo Ari is that time to get up 2-2, making sure that we get the blessed opportunity for a game 5 on this wonderful stream. We are lucky. I like when all 3 characters get credit. It's like all of them contributed to the win, making sure. Oh, it looks like the going to come out as anchor on teams this time. Skrull incredibly useful for the meteor smashes, but looks like this time trying to get a better supporting Thor and Dormammu. Bolts of Balthak allows Thor to be incredibly scary. For those who haven't fought a bunch of Thor, he could still try jump on you. He could try jump on you. If you are trying to protect your bolts by crouching, it can be the end of your life. But this time the command throw is going to make it happen. Captain America is going down. Manages to do so while building plenty of meter and uses that meter for Dormammu. Oh, it looked like Momo Ari thought they may have get a huge hit to get projectile info, but couldn't quite get it. This time gets the hit with it, but no confirm on deck. Dolphin kick from behind makes it work. This is going to be a chunk on Dormammu. TAC, double TAC. Okay, chat. Do you think this is gonna be at Nova's rate of damage? I think 90. If they decide that no, they're using meter, deciding to make it a little bit more stable, doesn't want to try and do something that they may drop. And now it's down to the final 2 characters for each of these players in game 5, and Nova gets hit. This is looking like it may be the end of Nova. Easy DHC available into the book. Does the setup timing for an incoming? Puts out the eye. Oh, but it looks like Momo Ari, with Strange being on their main instead of their backup, is going to be a little bit more ready to get the capitalization in the mirror. Kills off Doctor Strange from Mech, but now they have Thor and X-Factor. X-Factor is a thing that, unfortunately for Thor, he does not get great bonuses from. Oh my gosh, but went for the block, X-Factor into command throw, going to leave Strange at a pixel though, and Strange at a pixel it's another command throw. Very good stuff by MechWarrior in closing it out, even though they don't get a substantial X-Factor. This was just able to make good get 2 command throws and close out the game. Great stuff to MechWarrior.
Good stuff to MechWarrior with the incredible command throw read. Wowza. Great stuff to Momo Ari too, but what an incredibly clutch move there by MechWarrior. Incredible stuff.
It also really matters if your character is tall, because in this game it is miserable being tall. If you need to deal with Wesker Gun when you're just like trying to move around on the ground and a lot, much different than if you're a character with a low dash that could just plink towards him without needing to worry. But in the Wesker mirror, Wesker's dash is very, very low, and being able to just that negates his ability to do 6H without fear, and definitely puts him in a space of terror. Plasma Beam assist versus the bolts can lock down Plasma Beam forever, but it looks like the player 2-side Wesker able to get this confirmed more immediately. Oh. but you don't need the first confirm, you need the last confirm. And it looks like this is going to be the end of Wesker. Ends up investing the 3 meters to make it. And Doom is a character that I think is very good at stalling against Wesker, but it has a much more challenging time fighting him. Now it's Doom against Virgil though. Common matchup. Helmbreaker managed to trade there to make sure that Virgil stayed safe. Is this going to be a punish into full? Please invest this X Factor. Or have confidence in yourself. Snapping out Virgil into the anchor position. This is not normally how I approach things, but I'm curious if it's like, no, the Doctor Strange is just too scary. They have that like matchup knowledge on the player. Sometimes, even if someone has an amazing character like Virgil, if you know that you don't have the correct interaction to beat one of their characters as anchors, it's sometimes worth it even to go into a scary situation just to try and make sure that you don't deal with the thing that can beat you. And with that, taking the game. Immediate Phantom Dance to start it off is going to clip both Wesker and Doom. Oh, that was an interesting grounded gunshot, maybe dealing with some parsec challenges here, but able to confirm from the top of the screen. Irate 9, when there are too many Virgils on screen, it won't last for long because one of them is going to die. So you know that when there's too many self-correcting problem. But these Weskers teleporting a lot, and that falling S perfectly timed in order to get the confirm, has the hits, has the damage. It seems like both of these players very eager to use their triple hypers in order to get Wesker to get the kills. But now, Virgil, even though he's not X Factor 3, X Factor 2 Virgil with an assist, very scary, ends up forcing the X Factor. Oh, but Doom's the one who comes out on top. The foot dive is successful, burns the rest of X Factor time for Virgil there. But previously, they snapped in Strange because they felt that there was some risk there. Is this going to be a time where we see why the snap happened? Or is it just going to be Doom killing off another character with their incredible damage off of the throw? And it looks like it'll be the latter. When Doom puts you in the blender, if you're a character like Strange, the chances you survive are very, very low. Okay, and now up 2-0. Let's see if that's going to be the start of momentum that just cleans out the entire set, or if we're going to see another reversal of fates. We're seeing a lot of the mutual teleporting in the air into the S. Wesker's Air S is important in this matchup specifically because it also hits behind him, and Wesker is very good at crossing under with both a very good Blink Dash and a scary teleport. But looks like this time the combo is going to be on deck. Invest the level 3 in order to kill in the mirror, trying to get this momentum. But now, player 2 side over 4 meters. This is potentially scary, but Virgil gets the throw. What are they going to do with it? Has access to the gun, but unfortunately gets a drop. Is this... Oh, for a moment I thought it was a happy birthday, but that was actually Virgil's Strange just coming in to say hi. But this Virgil is not just saying hi, he's getting Devil Trigger and X Factor in order to make sure that his doppelganger does not survive, and now has the incoming mix-up round trip into swords. Went for the teleport and is getting to press a button. This has used a substantial amount of the X Factor time, and X Factor is still available for Doctor Strange, but he gets hit and takes a huge chunk of damage. Goes for the TAC there, but Strange breaks it, and with that, Virgil is going to invest the meter. Is this the final game? Dark Wesker can totally make this happen. What against Virgil? Phantom Dance against Dimension Slash does not work out. The X Factor leaves them in a situation where they guess, because Virgil could be on your left, Virgil could be on your right, the projectile's going to be in your body. You just need to deal with it. And with that, a swift 3-0.
Yeah, good stuff there by Weeb Pounder. I was not familiar with your game. I owe you an apology, my friend. Stayinfree, of course, always a really solid player, so I'm confident he's going to do good things down in the lower bracket. But really interesting to see there the difference between the Doom Virgil versus the Virgil Strange Shell. You know, I've said for a long time, the biggest strength of Doom Virgil, and no diss to anyone who plays Doom Virgil, I play Doom Virgil, is that it's easy, it functions, it's just good all the time under every circumstance, whereas the Virgil Strange, I think, is a little bit harder to get moving and can be tougher to deal with certain rushdowns setups also. So really good stuff to both players. I'm completely confident in Stayinfree, pulling some stuff off in the lower bracket, but Weebpounder gonna advance. Good stuff to Weebpounder. I have a Yuli story I love to share. So I have one tournament win over Yuli. I played him in, I want to say, a Avengers tournament a while back. And, you know, normally he kicks my ass, but this time, for whatever reason, he went up 2-0 and then saw a shiny thing and got distracted and left and, you know, sent me a GG. And I'm like, yo, homie, hang on. It's 2-0.
This is not over yet.
This is not over yet. And so he proceeds to come back after like 10 minutes, because, you know, I'm not sure exactly what happened. Presumably he stepped outside or something. He comes back after like 10 minutes. We finish the set with 3 happy birthdays in a row, and I won.
Oh my gosh! Dang, it sounds like it was many years and one night getting all of those happy birthdays. And
For
that's
real.
the thing. Marvel, we create ancient deities here. If you like some Dormammu and other thousands Marvel players, thousands of birthdays. You know, it's just how we go.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Looks like in this case, going to actually, Yuli is not running the 0. We're getting some Doom May Cry. Am I seeing this accurately? Well, it looks like that is the case. And
yeah, I've actually seen Yuli run this team a fair bit, and is he running? Yeah, he's running Jam and Missiles, and of course this is the danger of running Missiles, is that it can get blown the heck up by the likes of an Arthur Deadpool team. How do we feel about this Vujo Deadpool Arthur? It's a double point team, which I don't always love, but you know, they can work. And it's some heavy zoning, but how do we feel about this team, Sarah?
I generally like this team. I feel that this is a team that you need to be really on point if you're playing on Parkasec to deal with like just Virgil dashing towards you with a button that will eat projectiles or activating spiral swords, and because I feel once this team gets started, they could actually out-momentum Virgil and keep him in a situation where he doesn't have a safe activation of spiral swords, but you really need to get that momentum to make it happen in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Viewtiful Joe is one of those characters. Good stuff to Yuli taking the first game. Viewtiful Joe is one of those characters who is not underrated by anyone who has played him and knows what he can do, but severely underplayed. And part of the reason for that is that, you know, we are in the Parsec era, and he is hard on Parsec, man. Like, we see some good some good boomerang chucking, some good zoning here. And Stripe Polka Dot saying, and I agree, Joe Daggers can be so good. But it's tough, man. Those are two really surprisingly technical characters. You have Joe, who's all about abusing the triple dash, and then the triple jump and the double dash, and then Arthur, who of course doesn't have a dash at all. So kind of two extremes there.
It's true, and Joe, one of the characters that he has access to Shocking Pink in order to manipulate some of these block stun situations, ends up with a very ideal X-Factor. It looks like Yuli may be losing Virgil, but all Ponte, and DHC's into the slow, into the armor, so that way X-Factor is still mostly available, gets hit on Doom, but doesn't have the con confirmed. Now Doom has X-Factor, but he needs to get in against Joe, Deadpool, Arthur. Deadpool's assist's not really going to make an influence here, but Arthur, Joe is both things that are just challenging. Looks like just getting photons on screen has been very good for you, and able to take out the boomerang with so many jabs means that this confirmed weird or something. But that means Doom is still alive, and
Doom is still very much
Doom
alive. And this is exactly what happens when you leave Doom alive. Ooh, I think Buttergun would have confirmed that. Oh, but speak of the devil.
Hard kick on deck.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if that was a Parsechism. But we got the grab.
And now Yuli just needs to be patient. Arthur's armored up. I say be patient when it's like, no. To mix up on incoming and kill this. But that's one of the scary situations when you're an Arthur. You're playing against a character like Doom, who is both good at stalling and also can kill you if you pop in a way that's not good. So it is just a scary situation to be stuck in. But Yuli, looking so clutch with their Doom, able to make sure that they're in a favorable situation, just mixing it up repeatedly. All these resets on deck. My gosh, this is looking like... Oh, ends up going for the Mach Speed, is going to be able to combo off. Let's see, what are they able to get here? Some of the Air Joes in order to get the knockdown with some meter. Going to get the shot, and is this enough? I think it is. Virgil's a low enough life character. That means they also have the timed incoming. Decides to put some grenades on deck, and gets the cross up on Doom. I believe, is that teleport number 1? Oh, they've still got... Oh, now they don't have any left on deck. Let's see if it gets used some more. But Yuli, with that crouch light buzz stam session, won't be able to hit Deadpool. This is going to potentially be the end of the character. The THC does 10 million damage, and looks like this is going to be a great situation for Yuli. And was able to build back that little bit of bonus meter. Gets the hit on Viewtiful Joe. Let's see what types of resources they use to clean this out. Going to go for the DHC, I think. Devil Trigger goes Volcano into Jam Session. Interesting. Knew that there would be a tech, but was able to make sure to get the chip afterwards. Solid stuff by Yuli. And now, Yuli closing it out here. Just looking so solid. Able to take it over Josevee in a set with their Doom May Cry. Doom May Cry doing work. Doesn't need 0 to win, but can also win with 0. Just such solid play from Yuli.
Yuli, and the really interesting thing with this team is, like, I feel like this is a beam team every day, but he plays it with the missiles, and it really just makes it so oppressive. So good stuff to Yuli there. Josevee gonna continue on in the lower bracket, and I think is definitely gonna be able to do some really cool things.
Like, this is one of those things where MechWarrior got that warm-up. They got to play Momo Ari, so they have some in mind already for the interaction. But I feel that if Captain America is able to interrupt before Mighty Strike comes out, they can control lots of space, but they still need to be very cautious when anything comes through whatsoever. Going to get that high anti-air kick into the shield slash, doing the damage into the snap, and we've seen a lot of people snapping Strange tonight. It looks like in the Skypea community, people respect this doctor and want to make sure they don't get blown up by a book. Alazyboss, one of them, making sure that when they snap it, kill them. Because if you snap a character then die to them, it didn't work out. So good stuff there. But now Dormammu with Thor assist, needing to play against Captain America with access to beam and access to potential rapid or slash and or spiral, ends up potentially getting caught. The hyper stars and stripes able to get through there. Thor, very challenged character when it comes to needing to make X Factor comebacks, but we've seen really good command throw usage. Let's see if they're able to do something, but Alazyboss just controlling space, making sure that they don't interact with Thor a ton while he's in this X Factor state. Oh, but now MechWarrior, as soon as the X Factor runs out, getting in there with that command throw, going to be able to kill off Path. Will this be the beginning of a comeback? Oh, but Virgil has resources, and an assist. Is this going to just be so scary for... Oh, throws out the round trip. Is there confirmed? Ends up going into Crown. Crown is real. But it looks like this is just going to be Chip. Gets the hit and has X Factor available for the confirm. Oh, throws out the round trip. Decides instead to go for the chip game. This means that there's an extra chance for MechWarrior to survive this. And they're getting some chunks on Virgil. Hits on the opposite side, kills him off, and now Dr. Doom is going to need to tolerate this. Dr. Doom pretty solid in this context, especially when he gets photons into super jump mediums. And with that, Alazyboss taking the first game. They had all the momentum. Thor almost made a comeback without the majority of their X Factor. But it looks like this is going to be a scary situation for MechWarrior and trying to make things happen. We've just seen Alazyboss so solid at controlling space, not needing to take a bunch of risks in order to make their game plan happen. But now, Mighty Strike getting in there. That's what happens when you get an anti-air shield instead of one at the horizon. Let's see if the stalking flare into confirm here is going to be enough. Ends up doing the meteors at not quite the time they... Air Dark Hole! I've never seen have a bot that is inside of light. That was quite a thing to use. Okay, and the meteors making sure to get that. It's Virgil out of X Factor. This is looking very good. I would invest the resources here. Goes for the Flame Carpet weird bounce, but doesn't quite make it happen. And now Virgil's going to need to make it happen against this full team. But Virgil goes down, all up to Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom can make this happen. I have confidence that Alazyboss very capable of making this work, but this is... Thor is one of the few characters that Doom doesn't just kill off of every hit easily. If he gets a throw or something, Thor is actually probably going to be around for a while. If Thor gets out of there and puts Stalking Flare on the field, Stalking Flare, plus pillars, plus access to bolts, this is just so scary for Doom. And with that, MechWarrior making the adjustments, getting in there, their Dormammu job, what they needed to make it happen. Let's see, both of them willing to engage in the beginning of the round here. It looks like a chunk was dealt to Doctor Strange, just as an assist, trying to get that hit, and gets Strange and Thor, but not quite the confirm on that. But one scared Strange summon can let Captain America build up enough meter that he could just super and kill off the character, so now you can't really summon Strange safely. But Thor's on point, he's not being summoned, he is just dying to this wonderful Captain America. DHC is going to be necessary, and that means that, oh, gets another chance, brings back into Cap. And the throws there on Dormammu. X Factors immediately. I like get rid of this character where you're able to. You have 2 meters. Go into Hypercharging Star. Viral Swords is going to definitely be enough. Ends it pretty with the Lunar Phase. My gosh. Doctor Strange reading some books. Apparently, even if meteors can't solve all problems, literacy can solve at least a few. This is going to do a chunk on Captain America, but not enough. He gets the throw, which means one more book. Captain America goes down. Okay, Virgil, what's the incoming mix on? Just do some chip to him. Go for the throw, but Alazyboss ready for it. And this is going to be the end of Virgil. But Doom versus Strange, if Strange has the advantage in setting things up, this can be very hard for Doom. But Doom has a very large life here, and having a large makes all matchups easier. Oh, that's oh, the photons just ate the durability of the book. Very nice stuff for Doom. That's just how it goes sometimes. Went for the teleport, but there was another one on deck. Going to get almost the catch, and very clutch play with the Doom. Oh no, is commentary breaking up? Apologies. EA Sword coaching in the match, saying to use some more Mystic Sword against Doom. Sometimes the people of chat give you suggestions, and sometimes it's exactly what you need in order to make the... There can be super back. It looks like instead of Mystic Sword, it's going to need to be a 3H to hit that same angle. Looking pretty scary. And the super-skrull changed out here. This is looking very scary for Mech. Alazyboss doing the damage. Skrull goes down. Was willing to invest the snap when the snap was the decision, and it looks like Shield Slash is a frame going to be able to kill Dormammu because they have multiple meters on deck and a DHC into Virgil. Did they decide to bring Cap back in? No, they decide to leave Virgil in for the fight against Thor, throwing out some round trips. And the command throw super, maybe how this gets started. Does a chunk, but doesn't get the kill. And now, Virgil has an extra chance to play, and this could just waste a lot of the playing patient. Gets the judgment cut to protect themselves from the mighty spark. But looks like now, it's going to be the end. Oh, the chip into Crouch Light is enough. We saw the MechWarrior back Thor, but that was an almost. Let's see if this time they'll be able to do what they need. Hit both Captain America and Doom. Go for the reset afterwards when the combo. But now, this is looking so scary for both players. Either one could die in such a short time. And this time, Captain America gets the clean hit, but unfortunately, the combo drops Alazyboss. But their superior footsies ending up claiming this game. And with that, Alazyboss showing the efficacy of all members of their team, their captain doing it in this iteration, getting the job done. Really good work from both of these players. Always exciting to see them play.
Woohoo! Yeah, let's go! Excuse me. Great stuff to both players. So yeah, excellent stuff though. Really, really good play by MechWarrior. That anchor Thor is no joke, but they weren't quite able to pull it off. And Alazyboss is now in top 8. He is now in the money, in the points rather, and this is the 3rd out of 4 tournaments where Alazyboss has finished at least in top 8. So shout out to Skypia's finest, Alazyboss. Welcome back everybody to some more exciting Wesker on Wesker action. So this time it's going to be Weed Pounder 96 with the Wesker Doom Virgil versus Living Legend with the famous Wesker Chris Wesker Akuma. Living Legend, of course, been playing that team for years. I used to play him on Xbox Live with that same team, and he's been kicking butt with it for a long time. I also had the pleasure to meet Legend at ECT last year. Lovely, lovely guy. So shout out Legend. He is also currently our leader overall in points, though tied in points with Romora. He has technically 1 more sets than Romora, so he is our #1 on the leaderboard. So shout out Legend, shout out Romora, shout out everyone else who has participated in our tournament series so far. This is week 4 in the House of M Championship Summer Series. We should be wrapping up around Labor Day with our grand finals. So if you still want to participate, it is not too late. All you need is 1 point to get invited to the last chance qualifier, and the winner of that's going to be the 8 seeds. So it looks like we're hopping right into it. Weed Pounder on the left, Living Legend on the right. Isacera, how do you fight Living Legend?
Let's see. In this matchup, Wesker is able to play footsies with gun, or he could get air thrown and die immediately. And one of the things about Legend in this matchup, willing to invest X Factor early so that he can kill meterless, build enough bars so that in the next phase he'll be able to make stuff happen, and Weed Pounder being just outside the range of that incendiary grenade was able to get around, and when they notice they drop, instead of just letting it happen, they make sure to do the adjustment, bring in Virgil, and they invest the X Factor of their own. Going to need to keep the combo short, kill off Chris, and uses a bit of X Factor time But now Legend's going to need to deal with Virgil with some assists, but unfortunately for Weed Pounder, very good stuff there by Legend. Going to be able to hit with the double super here. And decides to leave in the Akuma for the mix. And great throw there by Weed Pounder. As soon as they got to the ground, option selected hard kick. It would be something pretty good if there was no throw. And because it was a throw, this is the end of Akuma. If they hit Wesker, they need to build an entire 2 meters. Doom can do that. But it means that there are chances that off of some weird hits, they may not be able to get a kill off of the initial interaction here. Let's see if this is going to affect the outcomes of things. That jump medium could be it all, and because they hit that one jump medium first, I think that they'll be able to make this happen. But I don't think this is the version of the combo that does enough to kill Wesker here. Goes for the M fly into throw, but looks like with Living Legend able to press some buttons, get out of the exchange. Photon's going to come through, does a decent amount of chip, and Photon's here going to catch for a chunk of damage. Wesker now within a range where Chip is definitely threatening. Going to just use some Photons, make sure they don't get caught in anything, but Phantom Dance from behind. Going to do the job, and Living Legend takes it with their Pixel Wesker. Even without the remaining X Factor, it got used up by Chris, but Wesker able to play without the X Factor. Consistent, effective tools. Let's see if X Factor ended up getting the counter super instead of Phantom Dance. This could be a big issue for Weed Pounder. But Jump Gun, not interacting with Tatsu favorably there. Plenty of teleporting around, make sure that there's not additional risk. Good use of Plasma Beam, and getting in there with the Wesker with the Crouch Light. With the Rapid Flash Assist, I think they don't even need to spend meter. Decide to use it anyway just to make sure that the glasses are off for this incoming mix. Meaty with the Jumping Heavy, good stuff. And plenty of teleporting around, making sure that they don't have as predictable of a fall. But as soon as they get to the ground, it looks like Living Legend ready to get that command throw. Goes for the snap. Both of them X Factor, but this is X Factor 2 for Living Legend. And going to get the Phantom Dance. I believe no DHC necessary here, which means they get to keep their glasses off for this mix. Even with the throw starter, because there's enough X Factor 2 left, this is going to be the end of Dr. Doom, which means it's all up to Wesker. Wesker does have 4 meters on deck, so if he hits a character, he has level 3 available to make sure that it's over. But Weed Pounder going to need to work hard to make this comeback, especially with the power of Tatsu as an assist to help Wesker in footsies against Wesker. When you're playing a mirror and the other person has a very solid neutral assist, gets the, of course Legend wants to go for a demon. It beats out the level 3 and takes another game for Legend. Looks like they're just getting the clutch plays in this match against Weed Pounder. Okay, taking a moment to think. Weed Pounder seeing if they will do a character select, and they do. It looks like it's going to be Zero Doom Virgil. Always a wise decision to play these characters, but I feel like Wesker had really been their most dominant force in the previous matches. Let's see if the shift to Zero, if their Zero can get the same type of work done their Wesker did, or if this is going to be Legend just killing a robot at the start of the round with no difference on the impact of the outcomes. Flamethrower is going to make sure that this is a meterless kill. X Factor means that he's just short of 3 bars. Goes for the unblockable. Doom needed to advancing guard Chris out of the way there, or do something before landing into the incendiary grenade. It looks like this is all Legend. Weed Pounder does have Virgil with 3 meters and X Factor, but they will not be able to use any of these things because that confirm is going to go into... Oh no! Okay, Legend deciding to use style points, win with the Raging Demon, the Shingoku Satsu is what's up, and takes the set 3-0 over the Weebounder.
Yeah, good stuff there by Legend. I'm not going to lie and pretend that he wouldn't have got me with it. Excellent stuff by Legend, but it was extremely risky, as MechWarrior says. But hey, sometimes you just gotta go for it. He is our #1 overall right now.
His Charging Star just interacts favorably with so many of Chris's tools that being able to poke with it safely is extra scary. But we know that Legend is just very threatening in the ranges where they could go for things like air throw, so I'm curious to see. Ooh, Akuma taking a big chunk here, loses half-life, and I really appreciate Alazyboss not choosing to over-invest there, not putting themselves at risk to fight Akuma too much. Just got a big chunk of damage and then retreated. Great stuff by Alazyboss. But we see great movement from Chris getting in there with that throw. Is there going to be an X Factor? No, and the frame trap. But you get to frame trap and be safe. This is a wonderful thing about Alazyboss's team construction. You get to guess once, and then you get to guess a second time, and then you're still safe if you were wrong on both of those guesses, but you just needed to invest some resources. And Alazyboss getting in there. Chris is bleeding. Oh, but the Magnum didn't quite get both like he wanted. The tag back into Cap when it looks like a THC was trying to come out there. This is the end of Chris, and Captain America has the incoming mix available. Great block there by Legend. It looks like the Cartwheel was anticipating having that Plasma Beam for support, but Tatsu doing his job, getting rid of the Plasma Beam assist, and because of that, Wesker was able to fight Cap. Ooh, great counter there on the Helm Breaker, confirms. This is going to leave it all up to Alazyboss's Doom, but Doom with X Factor, very scary. Oh, gets crossed up because of the corpse hop, and with that, the bullet is going to seal the deal. The Living Legend is going to take the first game over Alazyboss, but that match could have gone many different ways. Let's see what adjustments Alazyboss makes. Going to do some super jumping here, doesn't want to eat any of the random trip, but when they roll, there's flames on the ground. You can't just roll into the flames, friend, and with that, this is going to be a chunk of damage on Captain America. Into the snap, decides that they want to bring in Virgil, Living Legend, getting the shotgun to try and keep themselves safe there. Okay, and the Magnum is going to chunk Virgil and kill him off, but we know that Captain America, if he just presses a button on incoming, can make some of this happen, but it looks like there was a drop on the shield slash going straight into super here. Should be able to kill with either photons or sphere flame, and gets the photons. What's the mix? Throws it out, and now Wesker able to get out, start his pressure, went for command throw, but didn't end up getting it. Alazyboss wisely went to the air, and the hard pick option select. Oh, but they were too far away with that time and needed to delay the M's more in order to make that work out, or change the string into light MM. This is looking like the situation either could win, but there is a very substantial meter advantage for Living Legend. They're just holding up back. I'm not sure if they're running into a parsec issue or something. That doesn't look like their normal play pattern, but sometimes that's what happens. Oh, and it looks like the roll on deck. Is Akuma going to make it through here? Akuma gets the block. He lives long enough to potentially get going. And wait, what? I thought that Cap was in the air from his Stars and Stripes. Was Cap not in the air? Chat, can y'all inform me? Does Captain America still have grounded frames before he runs out of invuln? That's what it looks like. So it looks like he ran out of invuln and still is grounded enough to get hit by the command throw. That is a tragedy, but this is what happens when you're a great player like Alazyboss. You witness a tragedy where your character dies out of something where normally you would be invulnerable and safe. but you make sure to keep your clutch game on, make good decisions, and Alazyboss able to take that game. Oh, but gets happy birthdayed. This is looking like it could be the end of 2 characters. The THC is on deck. Going to definitely be the end of Doom, but let's see if this is also the end of Captain America. Captain America gets to play, and happy birthdays, kills off Akuma, goes into Devil Trigger, and with that, doesn't get all the dashes needed to get around it. Shield slash assist is not going to be enough to close out Chris, but this is looking like the chip is definitely enough here. It's all up to Wesker, but there's a little bit of X Factor left on Alazyboss' side. Oh, does the teleport catch? Okay, this is going to need to be pretty optimized in order to... Oh, or just go into this. I think Wesker is alive on a pixel here. Wesker is alive, not on a pixel, on more than a pixel, and because of that, going to get the chance to potentially use this X Factor. X is immediately after the Phantom Dance, is able to use that to get the glasses off, but also not be in Virgil's threat range. Oh, and immediately with the falling S, the gun was too close, and Alazyboss breaks that helm. It looks like even with 7 minutes to become a god, Wesker did not protect his head. Shades are not enough to survive, and Alazyboss up 2-1 against the current points leader for the House of M brackets. So it looks like Alazyboss trying to make some upsets here. Gets the throw, but the fire is still on the ground. Didn't respect it, but it looks like the Living Legend thought there would be a little bit more hit stun left on that incendiary grenade. Oh, mistimed the incoming, and because of that, Akuma not only gets to play, but gets the hit on Captain America, going to be able to kill him off for, I believe, 2 meters? And do they decide to leave Akuma in? Leaves Akuma in for the mix, and hits that S in order to stop the Helmbreaker. Very good job knowing what will be safe and what will be risky. Going to be able to kill off Virgil here with a similar combo. Ends up going for the dive kick so they could save the meter and bring Chris back in. Doom getting the stop there. Because of that, didn't eat very much chip. Gets the confirm on Chris, doesn't get the jumping light, and because of that, this is going to be Living Legends confirm, the end of Dr. Doom. Flamethrowers are a lot, and the super is going to be more than enough. Tying up the score 2-2. We've got a game 5 in this amazing set here on the House of M bracket. Living Legend immediately hopping back in. Alazyboss taking a moment to think, not autopiloting, making sure that they rationally approach their play, but also not taking too long because you don't want to have any of your fire die out either. So this time it looks like the chip and attrition game going in Living Legend's favor. Oh, X-Factored and didn't get what they want out of it. And got the Hyper Stars and Stripes, so because of that, Chris is going to get the punish. X Factor is gone, and Captain America maybe too, but we know that Alazyboss was able to remain calm and collected at that last bit, so because of that, they should hopefully be able to do so again, but great throw there by Living Legend. Going to be able to kill off Virgil. It's going to be all up to Doom without X-Factor to take out an entire team, but if you kill the first character with Doom, killing the second character and third character is very possible. And that starter means that this is going to be, builds up enough meter that they should be able to get the kill here. A little high? Okay, not too high. And with that, it's going to be Living Legend showing why they are the top points earner in the House of M series, taking the game over a Alazyboss in a very close game 5. Good stuff.
Welcome back, everybody. I am joined here on the mic by Sauce and Isocera. Sauce, welcome back. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. I came back just in time to witness a freaking raging demon against
excellent.
a super that I was sure would beat it out. So, pretty exciting way to come back into it, and I'm hoping to see some more interesting games with some pretty unorthodox teams here.
Yes, indeed. We got to see a little bit of each of these players earlier, but this is going to be for their tournament lives and the learner side of the bracket. And it looks like that was a really interesting start by Josevee. Knew that if they put out the boomerang early, if it ran into a Mighty Strike, it would just get vaporized. So went for the red hot kick in order to play footsies with Thor's charge time. How do you feel about the Thor Viewtiful Joe matchup, Sauce?
You know, this is definitely one of those matchups that you don't see every day. You have to imagine that it's kind of like David and Goliath. You know, Thor is just a walking refrigerator of health, and Viewtiful Joe, being a very low damage character, is going to struggle with that. At the same time, Joe is one of the few like zoners that I feel like can give Thor a run for his money because he kind of doesn't care about the air command dashes from Thor as much. If
Thor
you charge
Joe is
up,
really interesting. Having played that matchup a lot, because I main Thor, right, and one of my main training partners is Stripe Polka Dots, who plays Joe Dante Strain.
Very good, very annoying Joe.
Very good, very annoying Joe. And for Thor in particular, it's really interesting because if you let Joe get any space and get booms up, Thor is kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But if Joe lets Thor get a single charge out, a single charge Mighty Strike, it's basically over for Joe. Really, really interesting matchup that kind of comes down to who wins at 99 and gets their space and gets their charges up first.
Very, very interesting to see. I mean, we see Joe putting in some work here. Unfortunately, he's down a character and the super whiffs. And you get hit by a scroll, doing scroll things, and into the super. Does this kill both? Oh no, just barely didn't have enough meter. Still though, Arthur coming in with a tiny little bit of life, and this is not what you want to see from our boy in blue. Game 1 going to MechWarrior.
And it looks like this time also going to go for a different variant of the red hot kick. It seems like definitely favoring that as the start around interaction with Thor. Moo has a reasonably fast startup to try and address things, and now the red booms are set up. And
these things are obnoxious, man. What are you supposed to do about them when your hitbox is a third of the screen?
And there, it looks like Thor using that Mighty Strike in order to clear out projectiles while moving around, opting not to charge it because they're not in a footsie's range where they feel they'll get clipped, but red booms.
Hit by 18 of these fiery boomerangs in a row. This is really nasty. Thankfully, Dormammu should have an easier time dealing with his nonsense, but not when you get hit by a red hot kick like that. Still isn't able to find a conversion off of it. Now, Dorm Scroll is a very interesting shell. Again, something that we definitely haven't seen a lot of. Can't imagine that Scroll gives a huge amount of support value just because he's a very selfish character in that way. But still, Dorm is really kind of self-sufficient character, doesn't need a whole lot to work. Is going to go for Chaotic Flame here. Oh, no punish on it though.
And ended up getting air hand. As all Dormammu players know, if you get a hand when you're not in flight mode, you fall all the way to the ground.
Oh no, drop the combo though. Air super? Oh, it flies above it, really smart. Okay, armor up.
Though armoring up as Arthur is very scary when both Dormammu and super-skrull can potentially kill him off of the pop. Do you think Arthur's going to get tagged out?
I think so, probably, as soon as he kills Dorm. Oh, never mind, right now. Now this is a really great situation for Jose here. Until you get grabbed by Skrull, idiot, get come back on. This is, hopefully we'll see some X Factor 3 Skrull things. This character's all very fun and interesting and degenerate to watch.
And went for that command throw. It looked like they were trying to punish the advancing guard, but were just a little too far away.
X Factor's to save himself and gets hit by the teleport anyways. That is so sad. Oh, drop the combo though, giving Arthur a chance of life, not what you want.
But he's gonna pop on incoming. Again. He has no time left on the armor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, really unfortunate. And yeah, that's the problem about doing armor against Skrull. You can do that teleport literally anywhere, in the air, on the ground, whenever. Tracks right to you. Really, really sad stuff.
Tangrowth saying in chat, shout out Blue Thunder. So thank you, wonderful people in the community, for being wonderful people in the community. And this time it looks like Thor trying to get started with a little bit more of those strikes, but we see the dodge with the
invincible
Mach
super.
Speed. And
Yeah.
Mach Speed, you get a full combo off of it because of the launcher. Very solid stuff for Joe, but it looks like just Super Jump S going for this confirm here. Do you think we're going to see a TAC or just a knockdown into nonsense?
Looks like not. I mean, it's hard to when you have Deadpool second, right? Like this is definitely not one of those characters where you're like, yeah, let me TAC in Deadpool. I wonder if he does the super, can Thor do the command grab super in response? Because it's also invincible.
A Mach Speed is a very long invulnerability duration.
That would make sense.
It's not the longest in the game, but it is long enough that it will beat the majority of other invulnerable things.
Longest, I think, actually goes to this valiant knight in the back, Mr. Arthur, on level 3.
His level 3 is invulnerable quite a long time. Oh, but we'll see if he's going to get the opportunity to do something with that, because Deadpool here is taking quite a bit of damage, and the stalking players on screen in order to make Arthur's incoming just a little bit of chip damage, but also Dorm has the opportunity to build up hands.
Oh,
with X Factor, this looks like the end of Arthur.
Yes, sir. Saying goodbye, little man. It is not your time. That was a convincing, quick, straight 3 for MechWarrior. Pretty.
We did see Josevee get going with the red booms at some point, and they looked really dominant. But then the clutchness in taking out Arthur on the armor pop was enough to control that game, and then every other one. MechWarrior just like making the things happen with each of his characters. Dormammu definitely doing his job, and really good use of Mighty Strike as a poke. A lot more use of the uncharged Mighty Strike in this matchup than we've seen in all the other ones.
I just want to take a moment before we continue, though, to thank everyone who played tonight, everyone who's watching tonight, everyone who's commentated tonight. I really could not do all of this without the support from the community that we've received, and I just want to say thank you to everyone. So we're hopping right into it here. Sauce, you're playing Deadpool against Zero. How do you escape the Zero vortex?
I'm crossing my fingers and I'm praying, honestly. But honestly, the thing for me is like playing against any Zero and then playing against Yullizhez Zero. These are two different things, right? One of the cool things about this game compared to some other fighting games is, you know, even with these like disgusting top tier teams like Zero May Cry, you still see a lot of variety in terms of how they're actually played and approached. If you watch a player like, you know, like Jabril, for example, or whatever, they're very calm, very calculated, very methodical. Then you've got Dylan with like the crazy incomings, very lab monster shit set up. And then you have Yuli, who I'm going to be honest, kind of plays like a little freak, which I love. And I think, you know, he really approaches this team with like kind of a crackhead mindset. And I think that's really, really effective. Just taking an already top tier team and then introducing a level of chaos, which really, really throws people off. Again, especially if you're used to some of the more methodical stuff. Still here, we are going to see him go down. Isn't able to finish the happy birthday onto the Dante, but doesn't get the punish either. Kind of balancing out to neutral. Virgil is going to put the belt on, and Ryu's going to super down. Double super. Is running out of X Factor, though.
But now, even without X Factor, any of his hits will lead to a kill. So it's up to X Factor Dante. Dante is a character who can do this, but now Yuli not going to be gaining any meter, so he needs to just make it happen with this double trigger. Oh my gosh, that was a threat, but Zenpool, too solid, drops their confirm, and because of that now needs to eat an Acid Rain mix-up.
Wow.
Dark Dante? It doesn't need Virgil in the back, able to do it with the other brother, the one that gives more support for the team.
Yeah, Dante's like, yeah, y'all forgot. X Factor 3 is stupid.
X Factor 3 is a something, and that's the other thing is Dante has some situations that he struggles in as fast as normal as 8 frames and all of that jazz. But a situation he does not struggle in is mixing you on incoming, because he has access to Acid Rain, and that leads to situations that are just a guess. But Yuli was able to win footsies after the Acid Rain didn't work out, and I think that's what separates a lot of the skilled Dantes, is being able to, in the situation that you don't have the mix, how are you going to win footsies? Are you going to use some of the like reverb shock type pokes, use some of the air dashes, air plays? Looks like even though Yuli won, they're taking a moment. Before they reconnected, they had a very high MS, so I'm curious if their internet may be a little outside the preferred ranges of behavior. We'll see what's holding them up in a moment.
It possibly could just be ruminating on that Dante comeback. You know, you got to relish in it a little bit when you get the chance.
Sarah, I know it's hard to say, you know, favorites, but like, what are some of your favorite things that these two players get up to?
So I appreciate with Yuli that Yuli is a player who is willing to invest their space control tools without being so attached to being level 3 buster only mode. They're definitely willing to use green busters and blue busters if it's the correct thing to poke at that angle, but it looks like Zenpool here getting the momentum with Deadpool this time, but doesn't get the confirm they need, and it leads into Yuli's favorite raw tag into Devil Trigger into get hit. This means that on top of losing Virgil, he's not building any meter for this exchange. Boss, how do you feel when not only do you lose the character, but you build no meter in the process?
I mean, this is why I don't play characters with installs, man. This is just the worst of both worlds. Now you're getting your Dante incoming too, and I mean, this is a really bad situation. Of course, it's possible for Zero to make this comeback. This character can do anything. But it's not looking good for Yuli right now. Unfortunately, oh, nice capitalization, but isn't able to actually get the full combo. Really good reactions, but unfortunately isn't able to finish the plate. Still gets the hit here though, and yeah, we're seeing the momentum switch back. X Factor 3, anybody can make a comeback with this thing. Yep, hit Ryu. Now, Ryu is a big boy, so this might require a little bit of, no, what am I saying? It's Zero. He's dead. So now it's all up to Akuma, but Akuma is a nice character to have in the back pocket, but not when you get mixed up like that. That was disgusting. No jam session needed for these incomings. And, yeah, Yu is going to take game 2. Says even when you play perfectly, even if I have the worst situation happen, I'm going to come back anyways, and that's the power of Zero, ladies and gentlemen.
And the power of continuing to make good decisions able to set up the situation where instead of taking high-risk plays, they were controlling a lot of space with Raikosen. Raikosen and the Buster let them control space without needing to put their body on the risky side as much. But this time, instead of getting the kill on Virgil, the kill happens on Zero. Do you think that Zenpool's chances are better with the Zero kill than the Virgil kill they got the last game?
I think on paper, the Virgil kill is better in that situation because Virgil was in Devil Trigger and still got hit because the lack of meter. But I think the plan has to be kill Zero because you have to kill him, hit Dante, then snap Virgil in and kill Virgil. I think that is like plan A if it all works out. Unfortunately, it's not working out here because Yuli is going to get the hit and get the hit kill on Deadpool.
Oh, that was risky. Yuli
Did
thought
block
that
it,
the
though.
jam session would be a block.
Oh my god, jam session is so good.
Jam session, very good tool for every single character in the game. Probably the thing that makes characters feel most privileged after like a plasma meme or something. And this is going to be Akuma, has X Factor available, and goes for the beam.
Snipes the teleport. Oh no, but then jam session. Yeah.
And builds enough meter here that will be able to do 2 Spiral Swords, can keep it simple. And with the double Spiral Swords finishes off Akuma, and Yuli taking the set 3-0
Wow.
over Zenpool. Though Zenpool made Yuli fight for it, made sure that there was a Dante comeback, made sure that they needed to deal with their Zero getting vaporized. Good stuff to Zenpool, but Yuli just looking too strong.
Next up, it's going to be a learner's bracket match between Momo Ari and Zenpool. So Momo Ari, just want to take a moment again to say how fantastic it was to get to meet him at Sandia Showdown in Albuquerque, New Mexico last month or end of June. Really, really lovely guy and played well, kicked my butt to be sure. So it's going to be Momo on player 1 side here, Zenpool on player 2. So Sauce, in the Captain America or in the Nova Deadpool matchup, either of those, what do you think is the key to getting past all that zoning?
I mean, so the thing is that when you're playing against Zenpool, it's a little bit different from playing against, other kind of Deadpool teams, mainly because it lacks kind of the vertical assists that you normally want with Deadpool, your jam session, your Vajras, right? Which allows you to disrespect him a little bit more. That being said, it looks like Zenpool here is opting for the Ryu point, seeming to like that, which I think makes sense. Ryu, as someone who has projectiles that can go full screen, you can kind of stay at the very edge like he is right now, which is further than Captain America can meaningfully threaten. And then again, you force Captain America to go in. We saw him get a hit off of that there. Unfortunately, not able to confirm from it, but you can see the game plan at work here. Zenpool playing pretty smart, staying out of Captain America's ranges. Unfortunately, then just gets hit by the charging star. That's the thing about Captain America. Every time you start to think that you're safe, you get hit by some nonsense. Zenpool is going to get himself out there. No, gets hit! Oh my god, I don't even know how that happened.
Looked like there was a clip by the assist, but this is going to be Deadpool has plenty of meter, and both Nova and Captain America are at low enough life that if there's a hit, I think on Nova it won't even need to spend meter. Oh, especially if they hit with the Mad Wheel.
Nice snap. Bring in the Strange. Yes, bring in this guy. He has no legs.
And it looks like he doesn't need legs, all he needs is magical hands. And with that, going to DHC.
Yep.
Okay, no meter left for Momo Ari, but...
Oh, that was disgusting.
Very good block by Zenpool. Going to use the barrage in order to take something. Oh, mistiming with the advancing guard, gets crossed up in the corner.
Oh. And yeah, that's the thing about Strange, man. He is a sitting duck for those incoming mix-ups. Game 1 going to Zenpool.
Solid stuff from Zenpool, and it looks like Momo Ari immediately ready to get back in. It looks like this time, really good stuff with the jumping lights in order to confirm.
Yeah. Goes into Denjin. Widely known as the best install super in the game.
I have the not super standard opinion that Denjin is still top 50% of supers in the game because it gives you a safe way in. Because I think that people underrate Denjin just because all of these other installs are like so busted, like Spyrosaurs or Astral or anything like that. But having a safe way in so that your character doesn't need to take risks in order to shift your team around, I think is an incredibly powerful thing for characters to have access to.
Installs are just broken in general. Even the bad ones are good.
Exactly. In Marvel 2, they didn't let you DHC into installs because they were like, this would be too strong. But then they forgot about it in Marvel 3 and changed the rules. So installs got to do their work.
That is a delicious reward here. Wow. Yeah, not what you want if you're Zenpool. Momo Ari is very, very happy about that.
And they went back in fast the first game, doing the same on the second one. Doesn't matter win or lose, they want to keep that momentum, keep the flow of the game going. And looks like Zenpool taking a moment to think, because they did lose 2 characters very quickly at the end there, want to rethink things, but were able to win in footsies, maybe catching Momo Ari out of attempts at movement because they were in block stun. But we've seen a lot of times tonight Zenpool go for
another
bounces
one.
that they
Oh no,
want to
drops it! I'm gonna blame Parsec on that one.
reasonable thing to blame. Oh, but Captain America here eating the chip. Will he X Factor? Instead,
Oh, nice
counters.
alpha counter. Very smart.
Conserves the X Factor, and Captain America still getting back that red light pretty quickly.
Oh, that was dirty.
And with that, it looks like this is going to be the end of Nova, and Captain America is going to lose a chunk of life on this incoming. Oh, decides to not invest in because of that. Has an additional meter for killing off his Cap.
Greedy with the meter, but ends up getting paid off for it. Captain America is really low life here. Going to be struggling to get in against a character like Deadpool for sure. Tries to go for the random charging star, but unfortunately, Zenpool is ready for it this time. Gets the incoming mix-up on Doctor Strange. And yeah, another game for Zenpool.
And with that, 2-1 in Zenpool's favor. And Momo Ari didn't get a chance to use their X Factor. One of the tragedies of this game is when X Factor's still flashing by your character, but their life bar is gone.
Definitely, for sure. And I mean, we're seeing, you know, Zenpool really kind of dominate this point war. I think this is really where Momo is struggling. You know, you have the Nova waiting in the wings here. I wonder if it's not even worth it to tag in Nova or potentially start him, just because I feel like Nova is one of those characters that just absolutely mauls Ryu.
But Momo was able to block in time. I feel like what's happening is that Zenpool's doing a very good job of figuring out how to not interact with Shield Slash, and then as soon as Shield Slash does come out, taking advantage of the situation to put a Hadouken on screen at a timing and angle that is going to make Momo Ari need to block. Just doing a really good job with the basic quizzes here.
Look at how slow and methodical this neutral is. This is something you never see in this game, man. Leave it to a Ryu player to turn this game into Street Fighter. Still might get chipped out though. Yeah. Oh, alpha counter by Zenpool this time. Wow, we're seeing good optimization of it from both characters, from both players rather.
Alpha counter, definitely an underused tool, and if you could save a character instead of needing to deal with an incoming mix-up and losing one of your tools, it's incredibly valuable. But now, Zenpool happy to just stay on the opposite side of the screen, throw some grenades and some air medium guns to try and control that double jump space.
Oh, almost gets them on the way down, but fortunately, not enough hit stun to convert. Again, similar situation as last game. Captain America on a sliver of life. Doctor Strange coming in is not what you want to see. Oh, misses up the meaty timing though, giving the Doctor Strange a chance. Here we go. Sorcerer Supreme.
We've seen a lot of people snap Strange tonight. Is this going to be the, like, here's why you snap Strange?
Yeah, this is, every time you don't snap this guy in, you're gonna learn why. Yeah, this seems like a pretty miserable matchup for Ryu. Can't really throw any projectiles, can't do Shinko Hadouken, while Strange has meter. Oh, does get the pickup though, and this might be able to kill with level 3. Yeah.
And then follow-up to level 3, I think, will be necessary, but fortunately, Ryu's one of the characters who gets the combo after his level 3. And with that, Zenpool looking solid, taking it 3-1 against Momo Ari.
Very nice play from Zenpool, and yeah, I think the switching of the points ended up working in his favor. He feels really, really comfortable playing that cat matchup as Ryu, avoiding that space really, really well.
Yeah, really good stuff there by Zenpool to advance over Momo Ari. Momo Ari, unfortunately, out, but still gonna do good things in the future, and just short, unfortunately, of the points, but Zenpool going to advance into top 8.
while Thor can do a decent amount of things while supported, he is a character that has some struggles in the anchor position, so it's also possible to go for the snap just on the first hit from Thor into super-skrull, especially in the context that there may not be enough resources to kill Thor. How do you feel if Thor is not going to die if he gets hit? Should you invest resources in snapshots?
I think especially because you're playing against Thor, you're not killing this guy, and that's okay, you know. And I would rather, personally, like snap in Dorm, which is again is going to be a problem, as opposed to like do any of the many ways that you're going to try and kill Thor and then not succeed and then build him a ton of meter in the process. I mean, right now though, it looks like that's not even a factor because Dormammu is just having a heyday, getting another hit onto Wesker. This should be the first game here.
And with that, MechWarrior taking game 1 over the lead pounder. It looks like this is really working out in their favor. They were able to just like take the initial momentum, and this time it starts with an aerial command throw against Virgil. Going to do a chunk of damage, probably requires the DHC in order to kill.
Ooh.
I think Stalking Flare's coming out here. No, Stalking Flare's coming out, but just for the next character. And Doom does not like when Dorm has the Volcano assist ready, because so much of Doom's movement requires him going through the air, and Volcano catches aerial movement incredibly well.
Doom doesn't like Dorm anywhere on the screen as long as Dorm is alive. This is one of the most notoriously bad matchups in this game, which Doom is already notorious for having. And yeah, at this point, we can just say GG's. Nothing to really see here, folks. Nothing, like, I hate to say never, but Doom versus Dorm is just, it is that bad, folks.
I have a little bit more confidence in Doom than y'all do. I think that if Doom manages to call out movement with a butter gun, and they have a good job of their double triangle dashes to get in, they could make some things happen. But we've just seen MechWarrior consistently winning in footsies, doing a good job of disengaging when they need to, and it looks like Weed Pounder making the team order shift to putting Wesker on point and Virgil in the back. How do you feel about this contrasting team order?
I think this makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, it's not really working out for them because Thor just keeps landing these hits. But I do like the idea. I think it's better because A, you get X Factor Virgil, and B, I think Wesker does do decently into Thor because he can just run away, do those downward guns, be an annoying little mosquito, and chip away at him. That being said, again, now we're in this part. You know, if I'm Weed Pounder here, I'm definitely looking to get Doom out and Virgil in. Is definitely the character that is capable of taking on this character. You know, and unfortunately just keeps getting hit by this Thor.
MechWarrior doing a good job with Thor footsies, building so much meter afterwards, very solid, and going into the Stalking Flare. So, how do you use the X Factor here if you're Weed Pounder? Because you just don't use the X Factor and die to chip.
You just get killed, man. I don't know what you do. Again, I mean, so the funny thing about like all of Doom's like atrocious like 8-2, 9-1 matchups or whatever is like you can still win because if you hit them once, you're just gonna kill them. Just in general, the thing that we've seen people be able to do, capitalizing off that Tatsu assist, definitely makes Ryu seem more functional than he actually is. Interesting to see we're actually not getting Morgan, we're getting Team Clockwork here, which I'm thankful for just because I don't like watching it. But this is very interesting. Still imagine it has to be a pretty hard time for Deadpool to deal with some of the disgusting things that Virgil Vajra can accomplish. Are we going to see a hard tag that they're doing here? No, we're just going to go into the fake TAC reset, dropping down. Doesn't kill Deadpool, though. is going to be able to get the hard tag out of there.
Great throw, and invests in the X Factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to kill Virgil, but then this is the team where Virgil is not the only Dark Anchor available. Strider's hanging out in the back there, but this is looking very scary for Akuma. He's eating the Sphere Flame, and the Sphere Flame interrupts the Shinku Hadouken.
Hits him on the way down, too.
Okay, do you think Dark Strider... Dark Strider with an
very
assist?
smart with the frame 1 snap. Unfortunately, gets hit, though. Brings in the Akuma, very smart. Get rid of that red health. Yes, absolutely. And X Factor 2 Strider still pretty scary, especially when you get the hit onto Deadpool like that. And now we've got an X Factorless, sauceless Ryu coming in. 4 bars of meter, but little else. Just kind of a hope and a dream. Still, stranger things have happened in this game, but not when you have Ouroboros and X Factor level 2 still active.
Requiem showing why killing off Virgil is not enough to say the team is dead. With that, how would you think about using X Factor in these future rounds, Sauce? Do you think that it's still worth it if the hit happens on Virgil to make him dead? Or does it need to be a little bit more cautious with Strider in the back?
It's so tough, man, because, you know, you need to get rid of Virgil. He's so disgusting. You have to kill him. I mean, even see here, you're letting him live, and that's too much, right? You barely missed out on that second bar of meter to kill him, and now you've got to worry about him for the rest of the game. I think in some cases it is worth it to X Factor and kill him, but then you have to make sure that you are incoming mixing Strider and you are getting the kill. I mean, Strider does not have a ton of health, so typically you're okay with X Factoring Virgil because you'll probably be able to kill Strider anyways. As we might be able to see here, depending on what happens. Oh, does get the pressure, gets the throw, doesn't convert though, giving Strider too many chances here.
So
Maybe
many
some
chances
Parsec happening.
This is true. It was noted earlier that Zenpool West Coast player, and I believe that we're on the Virginia servers, so about as far from there horizontally while being in the US as you could get. Unless we got some Alaska players in bracket, and if so, salutes to you. That sounds terrifying. But Virgil just eating some chip here. Oh, is it active yet? It is, which led to the trade. But Tatsu's going to close out Virgil. And now, no meter for either player. I think that this is something that's pretty important for Strider as an anchor is dramatically better if he has 3 bars to get into orbs. So being able to keep this as a low resource battle instead of a high resource battle, I think favors Zenpool pretty substantially. But we could see just like a favorable use of photons, control space, be patient. But there's only 28 seconds on the Marvel clock left. At what point do you feel that each of these players need to think about spending their X Factor and other resources in relation to how much time is left?
I think Dr. Doom has to go in soon, if only because he's pretty low health. He's been trying to build some semblance of meter for the Strider here. But still, I mean, 17 seconds on the clock. They've still got 2 lives remaining. I think now is when, if you're Strider, you pop that X Factor. But you weren't going to get the opportunity to if you get mixed up like that. And game going in for Zenpool here. Pretty convincing.
Very solid stuff. Was able to get it down to where time was an issue, and then that starving for resources on both teams really ended up working in Zenpool's favor there. Vajra connects, but isn't able to dash up enough in time to get the confirm. Gets under the round trip and able to get hit, but doesn't confirm on Virgil. Deadpool eating a lot in the war of attrition. Great
nice
jump back.
Really smart. Knew exactly what was going to happen. Good call out there. Is able to block the incoming mix from Virgil here. We'll see how long it lasts, though.
And Hadoukens don't protect you as much as they would in other matchups. Oh!
Nice punish on the Strider assist. This might be dead Strider. Yes, it is.
And force the X Factor out of Virgil.
Force the X Factor, but it's only X Factor level 1 because Strider was still alive at the time. So really not a great situation here for Requiem, but is then going to get the hit onto Ryu, killed him here. Now you're looking at X-Factorless Akuma, so probably a pretty good situation to be in if you're Requiem, but also not a terrible situation to be in if you're Zenpool. We know that Akuma is one of those anchors that doesn't really need that much meter, especially when you get happy birthdays like this, and now you really need to watch out if you're Requiem, because any misstep here results in a dead Virgil and a practically dead Doom. Still, though, does get the hit. We'll see if we try to get a TAC. No, going for the reset instead, and it is going to work. Super should be able to, yeah.
Ooh, all of Requiem's team was bleeding there, but you don't need 100% of the character. If you have 1% of the character, you still get to use all of their tools in fighting games. There's no damage or damage doesn't impact your tool use. It's only if you die. So good stuff by Requiem, making sure to keep his characters alive enough to make that happen.
Oh, not the happy birthday, though. This is not going to be a good situation for Requiem. Losing 2 of your characters here. And fortunately, you know, you still have Strider as this dark anchor in the back. Still, though, not an ideal situation for anybody. Almost picks up off of the Tatsu assist. Is giving Strider another chance here. And that is going to be the first hit. Unfortunately, isn't able to convert because the Dokkan assist kills eventually. Still, though, we're running out of X-Factor time. And that's kind of the thing about Strider, you know. You really need to make that X-Factor time work because it doesn't do any damage without it. One of the lowest damage characters in the entire game without X-Factor.
And also as a low life character, evaporates in a few seconds. And with that, Zenpool is looking solid, tying it up 2-2.
Wow, they're just going to go straight back into it.
Deadpool not ready for the teleport. Gets caught by the same side.
Oh no.
This is going to mean that no meter is necessary to kill off Deadpool, and a ton is built in the process. This is looking so solid for Requiem, exactly how they want to start a match. But we've seen Ryu get these happy birthdays. Do you think that he'll be able to secure another one against this Virgil?
I mean, we're going to see. If I'm Requiem, I am being extremely careful on how I call my assists from now on. Even maybe opting to not do any, still calls one here and gets rewarded for it, is going to be able to take care of the Akuma. Really smart Vajra there. Very, very nice. And now just having Ryu come back, and that X Factor is dwindling. Low resources as well in the meter department. This is definitely an uphill battle for Zenpool here.
Especially, Requiem has essentially full life on every character on his team.
Yeah.
But let's see, at a distance, able to make it so it's not a perfect, getting in these Hadokens, but the resource got taken there. This is looking so scary for Zenpool, and now Requiem able to get swords on. Will he just be able to chip out this Ryu without even needing to fight him?
Yeah, it's never say never, but again, Ryu is definitely not the character you want to be trying to come back with in that situation. And yeah, close, very close set. But ultimately, it is actually going to go to Requiem.
Yeah, and Requiem, that last game, they took dominantly, but Zenpool made this Game 5, doing it with Ryu, getting the happy birthdays where they needed to, but yeah, Requiem just too solid this evening.
Alright, welcome back everybody. It is Yuli versus Romora. We're hopping right into it. It's a Zero Mirror, but it's Zero May Cry versus Zero Doom Virgil, and I think that these two teams do actually play decently differently. So, Sauce, what do you think is the biggest difference between ZMC and Zero Doom Virgil?
Honestly, for me, it kind of comes down to speed, you know, because the main difference maker is that vertical assist, right? Jam Session versus missiles, and I think overall, Jam is going to have better defense. You're going to have more stable, consistent incoming mix. But missiles, you have really, really just belligerent neutral, where you can just kind of do whatever you want. Still, though, we are going to see the efficacy of Jam Session here, as Yuli uses it to get 2 successful incoming mix-ups, and now we've got Zero in the back. However, we just saw Yuli come back with his own Dark Zero earlier in this bracket, so it's not impossible for Romora to do the same thing.
Ooh, interesting poke there.
Nice
Genmu
level
Zero.
3.
the confirm
Yeah.
win. Okay,
Yeah.
this is how it starts. Romora has Sogenwu activated. Even if you block the mix, you're going to eat 10 million chip. The lightning
Hey,
will get
activate
eaten by
the
squirrels.
belt. Yep. Oh, drops out though. Gets hit out of the rapid slash and converts. That's so sick. Romora is so good. Oh, that's disgusting.
Virgil's
Oh,
gonna go down, but
that is
Dante
so
has
funny.
X Factor here. Will he be able to use it to get out? Oh, he could chip here. Thunderbolt, you can't advance and guard Thunderbolt, so... No, you just fly and do more. Zero is dead.
Yeah. Wow. That was almost terrifying though. That was a really unlucky super from Virgil there, and really nice smart punish from Romora. Hopefully he'll be able to take some of that momentum that he gained back into this next match here. But yeah, I mean we're seeing the missiles versus the jam come into play here, and see now is when Romora is a little bit favored, because anytime you have those missiles out on the screen, you have to play so much safer because you know they're going to come down in a few seconds. But every time that they're off the screen, you have to give credit for Jam just for being a super fast assist. Of course, if you get hit at it at all, you will just die, as we're seeing here as Virgil gets the happy birthday onto Zero and Jim, and is going to be able to kill both of them here.
Indeed, and has 3 meters left for the remaining fight against Virgil. How do you feel about full team against just Virgil, but he has X Factor? Oh, that's how it starts.
I think that this is completely fine. I think Yuli is going to be able... Oh, he opts to go for the... Oh, no! Oh, man, this is the worst nightmare of any Marvel 3 player. Every single person that has played this game, this is the dream that haunts their nightmares. You get the hit onto X Factor 3 Virgil, you drop your combo, they pop X Factor, and now you're fighting for your goddamn life.
And going to have X Factor run out.
Oh, there's the Romora special.
Blistering Swords working out. Romora investing the resources, getting the win, and tying up the score 1-1. Looks like Virgil with all the resources versus a full team. Sometimes Virgil is still at advantage.
Yep. Some things, you know, in this game's lifespan never change. Game's been out for how many years? We're still seeing the exact same, you know, the same X Factor 3 Virgil comebacks, because that character is awesome. And yeah, this time, this is going to be the first game where Romora is actually on the front foot here, wins the point war, and gets the kill on the Yullizhez. Now gets the hit onto Dante. You know, Yuli's going to hope that he can muster the same X Factor comeback with Virgil, because it is not looking good right now for him.
Indeed, but I think that Yuli could do that. What do you think the incoming mix-up's going to be on Virgil here?
I hope he tries some Dylan shit, bro. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Oh, but gets the Buster afterwards. See, that's the great thing about Zero, is if your initial mix-up on incoming doesn't work, you just do Buster, and then you get a whole second one.
It's pretty helpful, and Romora taking that game convincingly. It's amazing how in these matchups between amazing players, sometimes someone just gets stomped because the person gets their momentum and then makes the correct read on each of their incoming mix-ups.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both of them are playing their game correctly, so you get hit once, guess for the entire game. And so despite the fact that they're pretty evenly matched, the matches themselves can be pretty one-sided, just because of the nature of this game. Still, though, we're seeing a lack of meter on both sides. Yuli just earned his and also earned the hit onto Romora's Zero. Going to be able to kill him meterlessly here.
What's the incoming? Gets to the opposite side. I don't know if that was cross or not. Could have been either.
Who knows? Not even these players know.
Okay,
you ask a Zero player, hey, what side did that sit on? They're like, I don't know. I just went for it. Why'd you get hit, stupid?
That's a better mix-up. If you don't know, they can't play or read you. Like, if I'm like, I'm going to cross this person up, they could be like, oh no, I know Isis. She's going to want to cross me up here.
Yeah.
But if you don't know, and it's just like, hey, you're guessing aside as much as I am, they can't do the player reads, so I feel like if you're playing against someone who does good player reads on people, you get more advantage out of doing that type of mix.
Totally, and yeah, Yuli's gonna, again, just like you said, it looks like a stomp, but it's not really. It's just Zero May Cry doing Zero May Cry things, you know? It's just the culmination of this game and the things that you're able to do, the momentum that you're able to get off of any successful hit. And now Romora's going to have to try to do the same. Does manage to hit Zero on the way down, getting too greedy with the Virgil punish, and now swinging the momentum back into his favor.
And this is a shift from Romora. Often, if he loses his game 2, whether it be the game 5 of the game 4 of the set or whatever, he goes back to character select and reselects.
Right.
But this time he went right back into rematch. Oh, Yuli going for the Devil Trigger into Acid Rain, throwing out some Thunderbolts in order to control space. But Zero, just such a scary character. Zero outside of install, it feels even with Dante in install.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Zero's so scary because he can literally threaten you from anywhere on the screen, Buster Lightning, go into the full combo, kill you off at any hit. But Yuli is going to get the random $1 million here. Doesn't convert all the way, though, giving Zero a chance at life, which, again, you cannot afford against a player like Romora.
And needed to adjust for the missiles coming down. That's one of the things you were saying earlier about if the player has missiles, they could kind of do what they want in a lot of situations, because even though there was the punish on Zero there wasn't a safe way to keep it going using the tools that were available to Yuli at the time.
Exactly.
But now...
Going back to neutral here. Yeah. This is interesting, though. I mean... For Romora, if you're Romora, you're kind of just chilling here. The onus is definitely on Yuli and going in, and you get the hit. Oh, very smart to go for this super. Isn't going to be able to get the hit, the kill, but gets very, very close. Now Virgil on the last leg of life, but gets the hit onto Romora. He's going to be able to snap in Virgil himself. Oh, nice X Factor cancel, though. Oh my god, kills Dante, though. Not a situation you want to be in. Oh, does get the nice punish off of that super, though. And X Factor 2 Virgil, not as scary as X Factor 3 Virgil, but should be more than enough to kill Doom if he lands this incoming within the next few seconds. And does land the Helmbreaker. Unfortunately, does not convert off of it, but now gets the throw. But he's in Devil Trigger, which means he doesn't have any meteor. Gets another throw. Goes into Devil Trigger again just to keep the pressure up. Hard tags into Zero, gets the projectile, unfortunately doesn't convert. Missiles coming in, this is incredibly chaotic, but Yuli doesn't have any health left. Gets the happy birthday!
Or,
I'm choking.
Romora responded to getting hit so quickly, but this is going to be Yuli moving on to the winner's side. Where they are going to face Living Legend in winners finals for this tournament. That looked like Romora's game.
Oh, man.
And then Yuli did not give up, made sure to make aggressive and assertive decisions going into the end, and was able to clear it out.
You both hate and love to see it.
You both hate and love to see it, for sure. Good stuff to Yuli. Unfortunate stuff for Romora. As the proud recipient of many a Virgil happy birthday, I gotta say, oof. Mike, so Isocera, in this Cat versus Virgil matchup, what do you think's the key?
I think managing block stun is very important. If Virgil gets to get started, it's much harder for Captain America to use his belligerent tools that can fight well, and also he needs to be pretty cautious about the ranges that he throws shield slash at, because Virgil just has buttons to beat it. And this time, going to have Virgil get started immediately for Requiem and gets the additional hit. Do you think they're going to invest the resources in order to kill Captain America here? Oh no.
I mean, you can just go for the reset, right? That's the disgusting thing about this team. The kind of one top-tier team that doesn't need to necessarily kill after every hit, just because the Oki is so insanely potent. with Vajra. Still, though, doesn't finish his food on Virgil, which is the one character that you want to be able to do that on, giving Lazyboss a chance at life here until he gets the Hellbreaker, but still doesn't confirm into a kill. And third time seems to be the charm here. Virgil is going to go down now. No! Okay, fourth time's the charm.
Dr. Doom can do this though. He does need to get a hit to do this. I feel like if it's a war of attrition, this is going to favor Requiem. He has lots of tools to shift with multiple characters, but it looks like the Lazyboss getting in that vertical zone above Virgil where he doesn't have a bunch of tools to work with. But when he has Spiral Swords on, he could just jump up and Hitbox comes with him. Do you think that this is going to be... Oh, with the TAC, I think this is going to be the end of Doom.
You got these? Going for the... Yeah, should be able to...
And you'll build back the meter with the Lunar Phase. And even without that, gets the kill without needing to spend the additional meter. Requiem looking very solid there. What adjustments do you think a Lazyboss needs to make in order to win this set?
I think, honestly, it's tough. Not a great matchup for Captain America. And I think ultimately, what Lazyboss wants to do is slow the neutral down, just kind of back up, allow Virgil to kind of flounder around, and then try to snipe out Vajra. Unfortunately, though, Requiem is playing their game plan instead, which is hit Captain America, snap in Virgil, because that's the problem, kill Virgil, and now you're dealing with, half of a team. Oh, Virgil gets out, though. This is actually potentially a problem, because now Requiem has no meter, and Virgil is now in the Dark Anchor position.
It's true. But
then Bird's X Factor. I saw the vision. That is normally a good, safe punish, but I also question the wisdom of it, because even if you do kill Virgil here, again, you're popping X Factor and leaving Doom Strider with full resources, which I think is a little bit risky, and riskier for Lazyboss's team than it would be for some other similar teams. Still, though, seems like it's just nothing but else for Lazyboss so far, as Requiem's going to hit this Captain America. Virgil coming in, but not nearly as scary as he is with X Factor 3. Now, five bars on Virgil still is scary, but not when you get hit like that. And Requiem going to take game number 2 here.
Requiem looking very solid in both of these games. The Lazyboss had lots of opportunities, but it just was a little bit off on a lot of things. If they just clean up a few of their things in footsies, have it so the charging stars are just in range instead of just out of range, it could be a huge difference. Taking a moment to think, go to that character select.
I like this a lot. I like going back to character select. I think Lazyboss needs to take some time to readjust and rethink his approach to the matchup. And I think that, taking some time here, ruminating on what went wrong, what needs to change. Personally, I think, from what we've seen so far, it's just, Virgil winning the point war, which is hard, right? This is not a good matchup for Captain America. I don't think.
No, I agree. It's one of the things where it's like, oh, Shield Slash is such a dominant neutral tool, but Virgil can just swing through it.
Yeah, Virgil's rapid slashing through my entire body. He doesn't really care. Yeah, we're just doing that. Call Vajra teleport, right? Not a lot of things that a character like Cap can do against that. Does get the fake TAC reset this time, and again, this is a dead Captain America with no resources. Really showing you how scary this team really is.
And the last little bit of Spiral Swords runs out, but
nice cross up and even better block. Oh, X Factor came a little bit too early. Yeah, didn't wait for that move to conclude. Again, nice idea, but just poor execution on it, and gets hit again. Oh yeah, that's gonna be unfortunate. Have to imagine it did look like there were some like a little bit of lag, some connectivity issues on Lazyboss's end as well. Does look like he's in 45 ms, which is pretty tough.
Yeah, when you're trying to go for those precise timing on X Factor punishes, because I think in every single one of the games, the Alazyboss said like, okay, here's a read on where I could X Factor punish, pressed X Factor, but then got hit out of their X Factor, or was pushed too far away for the punish to happen and got back into a bad neutral situation afterwards. And that's one of the things that like the little squiggles on Parsec can make it just that much harder at times.
Yeah, in a game that requires precision constantly, it is a source of frustration for sure. But
his ground backdash, kind of godlike.
Yes, for some reason, very good at retreating, even though he has not great projectiles. But yes, very, very good at dashing back. But also, Zero's grounded backdash is also insanely good for no reason.
Are those the top two? It's pretty close to, I think it's like them and maybe like Spencer and Wolverine Laura or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Laura's really good. Yeah, there's some random characters. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting. Oh, it seems like MechWarrior is actually switching to Strange. I really like this a lot. I think this makes a lot of sense. Definitely giving some more help with the support value. We can see those bolts of ball sack coming in and being really effective. Oh no, accidental super here. That's really not what you want to see. That's going to be tough for MechWarrior and even tougher to get grabbed. It does drop out of the combo though. Oh my god, almost had a happy birthday. Fortunately, it was a little bit too far to convert.
Ooh, and Zero, one of the few characters that could actually just kill Thor. Like, we were talking earlier about, like, should you snap Thor, should you what?
Right.
Zero's one of the characters.
Zero doesn't care. Doesn't care. Zero kills the ham sandwich, man. This character just farts out damage like it's nobody's business.
That very useful damage scaling ratio, so solid for Zero, but probably going to need to use 2 bars here to kill off Dormammu.
Yeah.
And totally
drops out. Oh, that hits too. Okay, opts to go for this.
Didn't end up getting
but does hit Dormammu, ending the stock for a little early.
And now able to set up the spiral swords to try and mess up this Dormammu. Missiles means that he gets to stay in there. Oh no, he guard broke himself.
Oh no! How did that happen?
And the co-hop for the finish.
Wow.
Was able to make sure to do that so that Strange fell right into it. And it looks like this time, maybe going back to the super-skrull. How do you feel about making the adjustment to scroll? Like, being comfortable with your character makes such a huge difference in fighting a player as good as Romora.
So to me, it seems like MechWarrior is in this transition period where he's phasing out Skrull because Skrull doesn't really offer a whole lot to this team, which I think makes a ton of sense. And then in favor of Strange, who is like, one of Thor's best friends. And we've seen had really successful characters like players like Iron God and stuff. Still though, I think when you're up this close, if you are feeling a lack of familiarity, just go with what you know. Unfortunately here, what you know is currently getting snapped in and killed by the power of Zero and hidden missiles.
Great stuff here by Romora to make sure to see this character was brought in. He's a risk. Make sure to not end up getting blown up by something that feels random. Getting control of the situation. Rekohatic almost confirm off of hidden missiles. Have you ever seen someone confirm Rekoha off of hidden missiles?
There's a first for everything. That's my favorite thing about this game, is that you will never, you will always see something new, right? Even after all of these years since 2013, even after, or 2011, I think is what it was. So all of these years, despite the fact that all of these optimizations have been made, you're still going to see some very, very unique stuff, unique confirms, unique conversions, just because of the nature of this game, which I think is awesome. And Romora is definitely one of those players who you're going to see these conversions because they've played so many games, they've had so much time to think of those conversions in the first place, let alone practice them. And just really, we're seeing mastery at play here, as they are going to get. He is going to get the full hit onto Dormammu and take another game here.
Can keep it simple as Genmu Zero, and does so. Romora looking very solid here. The switch to super-skrull made Romora change his behavior. It made him go for the snap, but Romora just like, oh, even though he was in a situation where he felt the need to go for snap, he was still able to make it happen. This is exactly what is needed, going to be able to kill off Zero with the Stalking Flare DHC, and I think like 80% of the Stalking Flare is still going to be left for
you're still going to have it for Doom. Opts to get hit by it, I think that's kind of smart. Unfortunately, also gets hit by the Molten Lava Storm coming down. Doesn't have enough damage to kill Doom, unfortunately. But I think it's smart to save kind of your X Factor here. You really kind of want to save it for Virgil, which is the real problem. Oh my god, gets the throw. Really, really smart here. Gonna go for the optimal corner loops. Really, really smart. Build up a ton of meter. Oh no, drops it though. Yeah, you can't go for another rep after that. Needed to end it early. And now, kind of an unfortunate situation. Okay, it does DHC out.
Ooh, but
Oh,
this
that
is punished.
punishes! I didn't know that.
Oh no!
Missed though. Oh my god, scramble situation into the happy birthday. Man, I am of the opinion, this is my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, I don't think any character in the game has gotten as many happy birthday combos as Virgil. Just the way that his roots work out, the way that like if you hit, he is better at pushing those two characters together and converting it into a true happy birthday off of anything, more so than any character I've ever seen.
Definitely one of his many positive traits as a character. I don't think he has a kill here, but he does get to try and pressure.
Oh, dropped it though.
Oh, this is exactly what MechWarrior needs.
Okay.
Will he be
Not
able
over
to kill
till
for
it's
single
over.
meter? Okay, he needs to chip out with the remainder. No, gets the kill even just with the Inferno. Okay, Romora has a very good Dr. Doom though. Just throwing out photons, staying safe. And is Inferno
that might
going to hit? Not quite.
Oh, barely. Oh, gets the throw though, and just goes for the easy confirm into the super. MechWarrior taking one game.
Staying alive in this bracket against the power of Romora. And this is why Romora successfully snapped and killed that character last time, because you do not want to have a Skrull come back on you at the end. And let's see if he goes for it again. This time, there's a really good set of Mighty Strikes. Doesn't turn into a kill, but does turn into a situational advantage against both Zero and Doom.
Yeah, unfortunately gets to hit there for a second, but has to respect the missiles. That's the thing about that assist, man. Can't really get any momentum as long as they're out. And again, tough for a character like Thor, who's so big and so slow to avoid. Really nice adjustment from Romora here. Oh, but then ends up missing it. This might actually hit both. Kills Zero. Get some good damage onto Virgil.
And has hands stocked. Oh, Romora went for the throw again, but got missiles instead. Didn't opt for the OS with hard kick, and instead hit in missiles, meaning that because he was just a little out of range, that situation where before it led to his victory is now leading to him being in a scary situation.
Oh, man.
Stalking flares on the screen. And the X Factor activated outside of a situation that it guarantees a hit, which means that Romora is going to actually need to play for a bit.
With the tri-dash down, goes straight back to character select. Doesn't even want to see it. Yeah, I mean, definitely the pressure's on Romora now. MechWarrior is mounting a comeback. Seem to be getting some momentum, learning some things about the matchup here. Yeah, we're just going to have to see.
And we've seen that there's been a very good use of that Mighty Strike, but this time, do you think he's going to snap in Skrull again? Or is this going to just be the kill on Thor? He has 2 meters.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, this combo skilled so much. There's no way he kills here. But then it's 0, right? So it's like, you know... and I think you do go for the kill here. I think why not? Yeah, of course. Yeah, build another bar of meter because you could do that. Sure, yeah, whatever.
And has the remainder for this incoming too.
Oh,
Gets thrown.
oh no, but messes up the conversion on it. Oh man, that is so unfortunate. Oh, now snaps. Okay.
This is looking
Wow,
very
really
favorable
nice
for Romora.
adjustment from Romora. Those missile conversions can be really tricky sometimes, but again, Romora is one of these masters at making it work.
And kills
Now
off Super
just up to Dormammu. This is pretty tough here. Not impossible, of course. Dormammu is a very strong character.
Oh, but
against
not if he's
this
in the
team,
corner.
man. Yeah, against this team, it is not looking good. Okay, still though, doesn't have any meter. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Wow, and yeah, Romora gonna take the third game there.
So amazing stuff to MechWarrior, almost making that comeback, trying to get the reverse 3-0, but then Romora locked in after going back to character select, made sure to make all good decisions in the final game, and eliminated MechWarrior from the tournament.
Totally.
All right, good stuff to both players. Romora going to continue on. MechWarrior going to have to contend himself with top 8 this week, but there's always next week, and I wouldn't put it past him to make a top 3 or even win one of these things, frankly, as we get down into the final stretch. I'm also really excited for next week, the week after, and just a reminder to everyone about how this format works. We have a 6-week regular season. We have the top 7 in points are going to advance to the finals, and then everyone who has points is going to get to fight for the 8th seed in that finals tournament. So it's never too late to participate. You just need 1 point to get that for top 8. And without further ado, it's Yuli on player 1, Legend on player 2. So Sauce, how do you think? Well, that's one way that Wesker can fight Zero.
Oh no, drops it
immediately!
Oh, spins your X Factor just to drop it. That's so sad. Gets the hit still though, and okay, Zero still goes down. Oh, thank God.
That was a lot of scrambles in a short time period, but Legend was able to take advantage of it. But we still see Virgil in the back, and there's meter available, and X Factor still on Yuli's side. But Dante against Wesker can be pretty frustrating. Gun is only slightly slower than like Dante's fast pokes, except it hits full screen.
Yeah, Wesker gives a surprising amount of characters trouble just because, you know, stands in the top of the screen, calls gun, is going to have to call super here, gets knocked out of it into a happy birthday, and again, we'll just add another one to the tally of Virgil happy birthdays that we've seen in this night alone. Tries to save Chris from getting attacked as an assist and just eats his entire character for it.
The amount that Akuma got shipped off that round trip was substantial, and because of that, it's going to be a pretty stable confirm, but I think Akuma survives here.
Yeah, still living.
Within a range where Chip is very threatening, though. But this is scary for Yuli, too, because if he summons an assist or gets hit by a Katu, I think that the two supers is going to be enough here to kill Virgil.
Yeah, this guy's toast. And now, with 3 meters, you know, Demon's on the table. Okay.
Ground throw, but no confirm.
All right.
Do you think the Demon's coming out?
You know, he loves to go for it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but he cannot demon you if you're just thunderbolting him from there and doing chip damage.
Yeah, oh man. That was tough. He had a few chances there, but unfortunately, Yuli's going to keep playing solid, take that first game. Really, really unfortunate for Living Legend to get happy birthday there. Tried in vain to save his Chris. Is opting to do Wesker point here against Zero, which I think makes sense. Because Chris kind of just gets mauled.
Yeah, the fact that Zero has both tools that hit from the angle that Chris can't cover from that air to ground, and on top of that, having this wall of durability that can favorably interact with so many of Chris's tools. And what we saw there is Zero is in fact a very short king. That Magnum went right over his head as he did his 2M at full screen. And that can be pretty rough for Chris to handle at times.
Yeah, this character is really interesting. They were like, okay, let's give him an insane command dash. Let's give him incredible damage. You can kill characters off anything. Oh, and then let's also give him like the best projectile in the game, just so he doesn't lose against any zoners either. Still though, is going to go down, but then Dante coming in messes up the incoming, and gets hit with, is going to land the hit on Chris. Should be able to finish up here too. Still have Akuma in the back though, and Akuma this time has X Factor level 3.
That helps quite a lot. Oh, and make it another chance. Oh, that's really good for Yuli. Managed to conserve their meter as a result. So they have 3 bars just to bully Akuma, keep him locked down in a situation where it's hard for him to get going. And with X Factor, Akuma evaporates immediately, and Yuli takes... Yuli does not take game number 2.
Oh my god, that's almost a good Dante.
Okay, this is very
you
possible.
Cannot. Oh no! Oh.
Dante dies.
Okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh!
Fire Sword's activated.
Hey, nice. Oh, doesn't punish it though.
No.
Oh no! Almost had it too, but then drops it. Didn't believe it in the hit.
Helmbreaker definitely believed in, and Yuli dashing back into the crouch light, making sure to catch that roll by Living Legend, going up 2-0. Legend had almost made the Akuma take on those characters, but Virgil just too stable in that context. The dry tag into Virgil is able to beat Phantom Dance, but it also means that glasses are off for Legend. Oh, Dante being the homie, even when he plays the guitar in the wrong direction, he's still your best friend. But I think Zero's pretty dead here for only 1 bar. Looking very solid for Legend, but you saw that Yuli managed to get Virgil into Devil Trigger in the back, which is one of the things that gives him substantially better movement on incoming. As you saw, he was able to air dash back there. But is he dead?
I think he should be with his X Factor here. Does have the THC available as well. Should be enough damage here. And yeah, not building meter for any of that as well, being in Devil Trigger the whole time. Still coming in with 2 bars of meter here. Does get the $1 million, but is forced to X Factor cancel just to save themselves from getting punished.
Some strange interactions here, but
definitely some scrambles.
Dante going for those teleports. Legend looked like he was ready for the teleport, but then Parsa kept him from getting a punish, is what it looked like, because he was just waiting when Yuli went for it. But Wesker not going to die. And this is going to chip out Wesker and do a chunk on Akuma.
A lot of damage. It might kill Akuma. Oh no, so close.
Thunderbolt, Super Jump Thunderbolt doesn't quite catch Akuma before he gets out of there.
Oh,
great
choosing
snap.
To snap in, very smart.
Okay, Pixel Akuma, how does Legend approach this? Ends up going for using the meter, and brings in Chris.
Just to watch out for it, yeah.
Tried to use it to get around.
Always have to watch out for that second bullet.
It was smart for him to go for that grapple, because during the cinematic he wouldn't have been hit by a grenade, but the timing was just a tiny bit off, and Living Legend getting on the board, trying to make it into that winner's side grand finals. But Yuli trying to make sure that this is the final game of the set, and that if Legend wants to see that grand finals, wants him to make it back through the learner's bracket to make it happen. Good use of Divers of Hope, but Dante is an assist, bleeding here pretty hard.
Absolutely, yeah. Wesker bleeding even more. Now Akuma getting assaulted by this Zero. Pizza Cutter so belligerent.
Indeed. Oh, and Wesker within a scary chip range, trying to just use guns to stay around, but now Chris is going to need to handle this nonsense. Puts Incendiary on the screen, definitely makes his life a little easier, but not enough easier that fighting Zero is safe. Cool. Good footsies by Living Legend, but great Buster release means that Akuma is going to just be at so much risk here.
The flame grenade though.
Oh, this is exactly what Legend needs.
Level 3.
Kills off Zero, and then going to have some weird timing on incoming for Dante.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate because as good as a flame grenade is at giving you that starting hit, it also increases the HSD of your combo by so much to where a lot of times you can't use the same pickups. So kind of forcing ledges to go straight into the Magnum into level 3 just to make sure that Zero is dead, which I think is something that you absolutely have to do, just like you have to X Factor this Dante here, doing the Live and Legend Classic, grab into the X Factor, and hopefully we can get an incoming mix-up on this Virgil here. Oh my god, that was disgusting, but is going to be able to get it, killing Yuli's Virgil.
So I'm assuming that was the cross-up overhead, but there's also the chance that it was super dirty and that the guns pushed Akuma back, or pushed back so that it was no longer the corner cross-up.
Interesting.
Oh, and the trade with Jam Session, and now, so Genmu activated, ends up looking like a favorable meter exchange for Living Legend, was able to both get the hit, but Zero now, still alive, and even though Wesker's glasses are off, Zero without any power-up is still quite good in relation to Wesker with glasses, but Dante going down here, do you think he's going to invest all the resources, just one bar?
I think just one bar is needed because of those assist extensions. And yeah, now Zero coming in there with half life. If he gets the hit, which he does, are going to be able to kill meterlessly here as well. Still though, you can never count out this character. And just as I say that, goes straight into the Devil Trigger. Oh no, drops the combo though. A little bit of parsec nonsense.
Reset real fast though.
Really fortunate reset too, because you also get to kill while getting the snap in on Akuma. Akuma is going to super though, and this is going to hit. Do we get? Oh yes, because of the freeze. So smart from Living Legend here. And yeah, he's going to take the set in a very, very close nail-biting 3-2.
Yeah, that reverse 3, able to get back on the board after being in such a threatened situation against Yuli.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Excellent stuff. Next up, it is going to be Romora versus Requiem in Losers Finals. So we got a little bit of button check action going. I'm joined here on the mic by the lovely and talented Isisera. Isisera, when you're playing Virgil against Zero, it's never a good time. But what do you think is the key to that matchup?
I'm curious if we've seen Requiem play multiple teams tonight, and I think that Zero start of round is much better against Virgil than most, like every other character in the game. So I feel that it's one of the things where Team Clockwork does not get to bully as hard as they do against everyone else. And I'm curious to see if Requiem tries to be a bully at start of round, or if they're respectful. It looks like, in this case, they're moving, both of the players were willing to get to opposite sides of the screen, but Requiem lost a meter and Romora didn't, which is such a huge impact. How do you feel about Virgil with meter deficit?
Well, I was just about to say, I feel like the only way that Virgil is really able to keep up with Zero on point is when he's able to go meter for meter with him. You know, if you're able to answer the Stogenmu with swords, basically. And when you're not, this happens.
And I think that this is going to be a meterless kill here for Romora, but we have seen Requiem do work with the Strider. Would you snap if you hit Doom?
Yeah, I think generally the strategy, there you go. I think that generally the strategy when you're playing Doom Anchor is you want to snap that anchor in, because Doom Anchor, while, you know, any hit kills, it still does kind of require you to make a mistake to get rolling. So, you know, I feel like the optimal answer is we'll just don't make a mistake and snap Doom.
That sounds quite reasonable, but this is what happens sometimes where it looks like Requiem happy to invest the 3 meters if it lets them kill Zero, and we've been hearing about Doom's hard matchups all night, but Strider's another one of them, and it looks like Romora does not want to fight Doom into Strider and instead wants to kill off Strider with Virgil. Now has Virgil with Missiles Assist and X Factor 2, which is incredibly scary because they could confirm off of things like this. And because that confirms available, Doom is going to die, and Romora takes the first game over Requiem, going up 1-0. This Learner's Finals to try and make it into, or not, Learner's Semis, trying to make it into the fight where they could go against Yuli in Learner's Finals.
Thank you, Aeonian. Shout out Aeonian in the chat. The best Phoenix Wright currently active, maybe ever. What do you think, Isasera? Is Aeonian the best Phoenix Wright ever?
I think that Aeonian is a very good Phoenix Wright that also has the blessing of investing in the community and sharing their tech, because
Very true.
Being a good player with something is one thing, but being a good player who shares what you know and makes it so all of the players of your character are better, that's how you know that the person
Very
is really
true.
at that next level.
Very true. Yeah, you love to see people who give back to the community. So shout out to everyone, all the content creators who are out there trying to preserve this game that we love. Ooh, I hate when that happens. As a Virgil player, that is my least favorite sensation, is the Helmbreaker, you know, just barely missing when it's above Virgil's shoulder.
Oh, but that's a sad thing as a Doom player. Crouch light pushed outside the range of the stand S.
I
That
think
was a
2H
tragic-
works there. I wonder if X Factor 2H would have connected.
I think you're right. 2H would have been able to get that, but Romora here has Sogenmu getting the chip on Virgil. He has lost his entire life bar to Sogenmu shots from the opposite side of the screen, and then when Zero gets the hit on Dr. Doom, going to build up enough meter that he is definitely dead as long as Romora hits their combo. And I really appreciate Romora choosing, like, saw that X Factor was gone for Requiem and just invested in that full screen projectile game and was able to clear out Virgil without needing to interact with all the scary things he could do.
Yeah, for real. So that's going to be 2-0 for Romora. He is now on match point. Requiem, though, one of those players who absolutely has the capability to come back 3-0. 3-2, you know what I mean, the reverse 3-0.
The reverse 3-0?
Yeah. And I think that Romora is one of those players who, like, you know, when he's on it, man, he is the best in the world. And then sometimes, you know, when you get the momentum against him, you can get flustered. So the key is to really just, like, find your turn and really seize the day against him, because if you don't, he can be so oppressive.
Yeah, and sometimes you seize the day against him, you kill off his Zero, you manage to get the snap on Doom and kill off Virgil, but it's like, oh wait, he has a really good Doom too, so every single character on his team is so threatening in his hands. Ooh, this is going to be pretty scary. This time Requiem getting the advantage, able to kill off Zero, is going to get missile to the head, so he loses access to his own spiral swords there. When Virgil's at this life against Doom, are you trying to still leave him in, be aggressive, or are you trying to get him out? Oh, Virgil is now down to very low life. If he tries to get out, gets the spiral swords on, teleport one, teleports around again, and is able to avoid the sphere plane, but doesn't get the confirm afterwards.
So that's the thing, especially when you're playing like a double anchor team like Virgil Strider, right? Is it's so interesting because I feel like, okay, if you're playing like, the way I usually play Point Virgil is I have Doom in the back. And when you're playing with Doom in the back, your game plan A is always hard tagging with Doom, then you end up with Anchor Virgil. But when you're playing with Strider in the back, I feel like you're really incentivized almost to just kind of like, you know, let them die. And that's going to be 3-0 for Romora, I believe, over Requiem.
Those games, Requiem had lots of points where they were at advantage, they were controlling neutral, but as soon as Romora got down to their X Factor usage, every time they were able to make comebacks or were able to take the momentum they already had, or X Factor had already been used by Requiem and were able to go for the chip path. So great stuff to both players, and
For real.
I believe this gets into our top three, the people who are in the podium for this bracket.
Yeah, they're on the podium. They are going to be earning additional points for making the top three. So it's going to be Romora versus Yuli up next for first place in the overall standings. Yuli, of course, has only entered, I believe, one of our tournaments in this series so far. However, in our previous tournament series, he was, of course, the winningest player in our history. winning 4 out of 4. So we're going to hop right in. It's going to be Romora versus Yuli, ZDV versus ZMC.
This is a rematch of winner's side where Yuli managed to take it 3-2 in a very close set over Romora. It all came down to a drop into a happy birthday. So if this time Romora just stays consistent, doesn't have that drop, but plays everything else the same, they will be able to take the set. But Yuli, also an amazingly adaptable player, has brought in their Virgil. One of the players that seems very willing to bring in Virgil in one of the most common dry taggers in the community, but does so in ways that are often much safer than many of the people who dry tag. Ooh. Gets the snap there on 0. Throwing out some round trip, and the mix is real, but the confirm is not. Is going to be able to confirm this time from the Helmbreaker, and that means that Doom goes down. The primary assist for Romora's team is gone, but both of his characters are very good at winning the game, even if they don't have an assist available. Oh, but how do you feel about Dark Virgil versus a full team? I think it's a pretty scary thing to deal with, but it looks like this time Yuli is going to make sure that there is no Dark Virgil. Gets
no
the
Dark
hit
Virgil this time. Yeah, good stuff by Yuli there. Because Romora's Dark Virgil is no slouch, so that's going to be 1-0 for Yuli.
Best blistering swords in the business. Like, he's one of the ones where it's like, if you're just trying to block the regular mix-ups that every Virgil does, it's not going to work because he makes sure to take advantage of the blistering swords overhead. It's not only if he has Devil Trigger that he's able to hit you with a fast overhead, he's able to do it off of the swords as well, so very solid player in that way. Though this time it looks like 0 in the mirror, both of them were able to take chunks of damage before they were able to get into interaction, and now looks like the Sogenmu coming out of Romora.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, okay, so going into Sogenmu. Ooh, okay, so Yuli at a meter disadvantage here, but he's going to have to seize this momentum of the Sogenmu. Not quite able to do it, but, oh, still able to take the momentum, but drops it. So, is Romora going to be able to get Virgil in safely is the question of the day. It doesn't look like it.
Okay, but is Romora's blocking so godlike that he will be able to survive this incoming? Or is Yuli just going to schmix him into oblivion? Let's see.
Looks like the latter.
Definitely. No meter being built right now for Yuli. Activates the X Factor as soon as afterwards. I like that because that way you don't do as much of your damage before the X, so you get more time to meter build. But yeah, this
really
is going
to...
Yuli up 2-0 very swiftly over Romora. But either of those matches, like, Romora had hits, just the confirmations didn't quite work out, so I have confidence that either of them can take this set, even from this situation of Yuli looking so solid for these first 2 games.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is Romora is one of those players who you just can never count out. Like, we saw it earlier against MechWarrior, even when it looks like you have all the momentum in the world, Romora can just kind of dial it up to another level. But Yuli, one of those players too, you know, so it's definitely a tough position being down 2-0, but this is exactly what Romora needs.
And it looks like Dante is going to die first. Will Romora be ready for the timing? Decides to go for a Koha. I love this from Romora. When you kill a character, there's a freeze, and timing your Raikosens in order to make sure that lightning loops function the same way is very hard. So Romora intelligently adapting, using the Rakoha when he knew that his Raikosen would kill, and being able to kill off. Oh, but Virgil, he's running out of X Factor, and Romora has control of the ground. So this is looking really hard for Yuli, even though he does have 5 meters on deck.
That's the thing, he does have 5 meters, but it's 2.5 characters, so yeah, there we go. And that's going to be 2-2. Game 5 situation, what are we thinking?
Okay, let's see how they each approach this. Oh, 2-1.
Oh, 2-1, excuse me, I lost count.
Oh no, I feel with these players, it's hard to be certain of that, because sometimes the things on the win screen will not be an accurate reflection of wins because of pauses.
Yeah,
So
no, 2-1,
always
my bad.
good to check in. But so Genmu used first by Yuli, which leaves Romora with the meter advantage.
Hey Onion, don't let Yuli win 2 tournaments in one night. Remora's trying. I wouldn't put it past him though.
And Romora has done a chunk on Dante, which means that Yuli needs to be very cautious about how he summons that one of the Devil Brothers, but still seems to be willing to summon out some Virgil assists. Would you be looking for an assist snipe here if you were Romora? Try to bait out that jam session, catch him with a Sogenmu into Double Buster or something?
As a proud Dormammu main, I am always looking for an assist snipe.
Oh, and there it was! He sniped not with a buster, but with a dive, and is able to get the kill on Dante, and then follows up with the immediate kill on Zero. Okay, we saw that Yuli was able to schmix on incoming, but also Yuli able to survive the incoming mix-up, which is equally important.
Oh no! El Diablo. Satan himself. Let's see if he can do it. Okay, good blocking, good X Factor by Romora, and that could be 2-2.
Romora tying it up. Great defensive X Factor. Yuli almost made the Dark One comeback, but it looks like getting advantage is actually pretty important in these matchups. Killing off, even though Virgil can make that reverse OCD, getting the first 2 characters means that there's so many opportunities to at least try to see what happens, get rid of some of his meter, deal with some of the X Factor timing, and that can be incredibly important. This time, as opposed to Dante bleeding, Doom's the one who's taken a chunk off of his life bar, and we see Buster used here in order to control the Doom summons.
Ooh, off the rapid slash, what a confirm. Oh, and what a drop.
Both of them in situations where they could have taken out the terror that is Zero, but let's see how they each end up approaching this. So Genmu running low for both of them. Now that Sogenmu's out, there's a substantial life lead on the point character for Romora, but this is one of those things where if you get clipped, you die from no matter what health you're at.
Yeah,
so
and look at that
impacts
Doom.
that war of aggression.
Look at how much that Doom is bleeding too. That's going to be a big factor if Zero does get touched. But the other Zero gets touched instead, and it's going to be down to Dante Virgil. I got hit.
Yeah, it being a hit from, I think, the left, it was pretty terrifying in a way that was not anticipated. And now Dante goes down, but we have seen Dark Virgil do this. Do you think Yuli will be able to make this comeback?
I wouldn't put it past him. Oh, but not if he gets hit by missiles. No, that's going to take his momentum right away, and now we're back to neutral. And
Great
unfortunate thing there. So, for those who don't know, Virgil is one of 3 characters in the game who has a projectile nullifying snap. Now that sounds like a great thing, right? Except the problem is, that means it loses to certain projectiles as well. Yeah, or it gets nullified in return. So I think what happened there is that his snap got nullified. It ate the projectile, but that ate its hitbox as well.
And another weird thing about Virgil's snap is the hitbox, even though the hitbox is enormous, it starts farther back. The first active frame is not when he's fully extended on his swing, so it's not quite as enormous as it looks.
I believe it's like 3 or 4 frames before it gets out there instead of 2.
Oh, and Yuli trying to survive, but Romora too stable, too solid, and he's taking the game. So that's going to be Yuli eliminated from the tournament, while Romora goes on to fight Living Legend in Grand Finals. See who is the running leader for points in the House of M Tournament Series.
We got Romora on player 1, we got Living Legend on player 2. We got Romora playing the Akuma Hyper Grab, his famous Team Romora, and you got Living Legend, of course, playing his main stuff on player 2. So, you know, Romora's been known to pull this team out from time to time. What do you think, Isacera? That's one way to certainly start things off on a strong foot. What do you think about the point Akuma? Do you think it's underplayed?
Yeah, I think that Akuma is, or I'm not sure if underplayed is the right thing. He's in that complex situation where, like Dante, his support value is so incredibly high that everyone who runs him just wants to have that Tatsu in the back so they could get as many characters with Tatsu assist as possible. But then when he has lots of mobility tools, he has good punish tools, he has invulnerability, very fast buttons. So Akuma, when he's supported, can get some work done. And, oh, does Romora have the zip finit? If he times out with this, that's a something. Do you think that he will be able to time out with the zip finit against Wesker?
I think he's certainly going to try. So I see this either killing or dropping around 125. Oh, nope, I overestimated him.
Oh, but now Dark Magneto, a character that is quite strong. We've seen it in the hands of Mundank and others doing some work, and Romora, definitely a person who plays a broad variety of characters, including some Magnetos, so able to get in there with the flight in with the S, will be able to kill Chris. Which resources would you spend in killing him here? Oh, snap.
I think the snap is the right decision, yeah. And then ideally you kill Akuma without Xing, in my opinion. You try to kill with, but you know, if it's the only way, it's certainly not the wrong decision. Yeah, and then that's all it takes, and now we can kill off any touch. And that's certainly an easy touch to kill off of, and that's going to be 1-0 for Romora.
Very solid stuff by Romora. That was one of those mixes where it's like, you know it's going to work, because that S there, if he had been wrong, that would have been fallen to Crouch Light into dead Romora. So was just confident that his mix would work. Sometimes you just need to believe that we don't have cards in Marvel, but the heart of the matching is still pretty solid. And this time, Akuma going to get the hit, and this is going to be the end of Wesker meterless because of that reset, too.
Ooh, interesting. Doesn't fall for the mix-up and instead gets him with the raw S. And so again, you know, just so confident because, oh, that's unfortunate. Legend with the Parsec moment. But gets rewarded with the happy birthday for staying in there. And Legend, you know, oh, wow, the Magnum piercing through the fireball.
Catches Spencer swinging the wrong direction, going to be able to kill him off for, I believe, a single bar here? Oh, maybe a little bit more. Spencer's a healthy man, going to need the DHC into Akuma, I think?
Yeah, but we spend that every time. You kill... Spencer's one of those characters, in my opinion, that you get that touch, you spend what you have to kill.
Oh, that didn't combo! But it's the end of Magneto, so 1-1. Based on the back of Anchor Magneto the first game.
1-1 there. Romora with a little tip of the cap, the friendly pause. You can always tell when Romora is like doing the frustrated pause or the friendly pause, and I think that was the friendly pause. He was just like, oh, alright, you got me.
Oh, and Spencer eating that assist means that Akuma took no chip damage and is able to win footsies against Wesker here. Going to use the Hyper Grab for an extension. I think because of the way they did this combo, going to need to DHC.
Yeah. And
because of that, going to build slightly more meter for Living Legend, but has the cinematic timing for incoming mix.
Ooh, doesn't quite get it there though. Just a little bit too low to get conversion. Doesn't quite matter because we're able to get the mix with the Tatsu. And now we've got Spencer looping supers. This may kill Chris, but it may not. He is a healthy boy, but I think we have the Hyper Grab, so we have 2 or 3 80Ks after this. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, but he drops it. Romora, you can't drop against Living Legend. He's not going to give you another chance unless he immediately does.
The immediately does a little scary, but we know that Akuma being alive means that Living Legend still has a chance.
Oh yeah. Speak of the devil, you can never count out this man's devil.
And the barrage is going to allow double super, and with that, this is going to be the end of Spencer, and Living Legend still has 3 meters on deck. Both players have X Factor, so who invests X Factor?
What a unfortunate X Factor, and that's going to be game 3 for Living Legend.
with that, Living Legend going up in the set, do you think that Romora is sticking with this team all the way through?
Doesn't look
Looks
like it, no. Yeah, here comes the robot with the human face. That makes sense. You know, Romora is willing to sandbag a little bit, but he's got to give himself some chance here.
And let's see if he gave Living Legend too much leeway with that, because now, Living Legend being up 2-1, it is very possible for him to get one game out of the next two.
Absolutely.
Especially in the situation that he's getting the Phantom Dance. Great Buster released by Romora, knowing that Raikosin wouldn't generate the hitbox in time, but that Buster would be enough in order to get in there against Wesker and keep him from eating a full Phantom Dance.
Oh no, the happy birthday! And this is why you can't give Living Legend any room. You give him an inch, he will take a mile. Doesn't kill either character, but that's a dead zero.
And now Doom's
Now we
going
just
to
need a chip. Ooh, but okay, and shot him in the feet.
Dark Virgil?
Dark Virgil.
Dark Virgil in his
Virgil.
natural environment, killing another human being.
Yeah,
And
no
with that,
kidding.
good blocks there by Legend, but not for long enough to actually survive. Do you think Akuma blocks the incoming?
No. Ooh, I was right, unfortunate. So that's going to be a Game 5 situation. We are on the verge of a reset, but we're also on the verge of bringing it home. Call it right now, Sarah. Heads or tails, who wins?
I'm gonna go with Romora. I think that Romora resets the bracket here. Like,
Okay.
I don't know about the overall tournament, but I think that for the bracket, that I feel like Romora is going to feel like he's in a good position after making that Virgil comeback,
Sure.
and that going to have advantage. Had the potential kill in the corner here, but now it looks like Legend is going to make it so. Oh! Letting Zero survive. This is so scary. We've seen a lot of letting characters survive in scary situations from both of these players.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, either of these guys can come back with any member of their team, so you really do have to just kill off every touch if you can manage it. Ooh, great tag.
Great. Though one of the nice things is if you're Wesker and you force Zero to tech, that means that he loses Buster Charge.
True.
So even if you don't get the successful throw, you're still in a situation where you're better off than if you had just like made him block something.
True, and you know, we saw that because he was able to turn that momentum into a dead zero. And so now it's going to be Living Legend versus with a full team versus Romora with just the Doom Virgil. So, you know, Romora successfully stalling here. It's only a matter of time before Virgil comes out. I would have liked to see it happen at a time when there was not lava on the floor, maybe like right now. Unfortunate, let it get the lava out, and now it's going to be Virgil eating an incoming for potentially, you know, first place on the leaderboard, the winner of this set. All right, so okay, Virgil is out there. Gotta go for the mix, and this is the Romora special as the Blistering Swords, and he hits him, and this is how it starts. Just enough meter to get it going. If we get the touch quickly here, this should be 2 dead characters. Ooh, but that's 2 whips, and just like that, that may be enough for Living Legend to successfully stall away this X Factor.
Okay, Akuma is a very fragile character, so it is possible. Oh, use the teleport to try and get out of there, but Virgil's within chip range of Akuma having 5 meters here.
True, I think we go for chip. We don't even need it, and that's a dead Romora. That is a Living Legend first place, taking the overall lead in the House of M Summer Championship Series. That's week 4, that's grand finals. Fantastic play by Living Legend, fantastic play by Romora taking second place, and excellent stuff to both players and everyone else who has played tonight. So shout out Romora, shout out Living Legend for taking first place, shout out Yuli for taking third, and come back next week for more exciting Marvel action. We are out of here for the evening. I hope you all have a lovely night, and thank you for spending your time with us.